Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if anybody could hear me out there. Let's hope. Out there. Let's hope that you guys can hear me loud and clear because if you can, then that means everything should be a-okay. Should be good to go for tonight. That's all I can ask, really. So, yeah, let's hope for the best. I got the damn advertisements already getting to you guys. That's unfortunate. But hey, everybody, how you guys all doing tonight? Hopefully, everyone's having a good day, good afternoon, good evening, all that good jazz. Hope you guys are doing fine and dandy. We have a lot to get into for tonight, and I cannot wait to go and talk about shenanigans. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I'm just right now setting things up here, making sure audio sounds a-okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. If you can't, then please let me know so I can make sure to adjust audio and all that jazz as well. There is, once again, we got to talk about the latest episode of PM 2019, focusing on development for Koharu. We also got to get into development for some other characters as well. That we'll get into momentarily in the second hour. We got gaming news and shenanigans to talk about, and quite much more. So we'll see what we can fit into for tonight. Hey there, TSS, by the way.
How you doing?
All good. How's everything on your end, buddy?
Good. I'm about eating a meatball sandwich now. So, first of all, I want to say, right now the weather in the majority of the country is like crap, and it's kind of sad. My condolences right now to Texas, where the fact that New York City was the New York majority, like New York City, is warmer than like 90% of Texas right now, and I know that they're having a hell of a time down there. It's unprecedented cold down there.
Wasn't it like
When
at the
you when you
negatives at a certain point?
well, some parts, I guess, northern Texas, but you're talking about when New York City has a higher temperature than Houston, then you know that in the wintertime, and you know that it's fucked. Yeah, because right now, if you look at a map on like AccuWeather, and you look at the temperature right now, I think it's like 30 degrees or 31 degrees here. That's hotter. That's warmer than like 85% of Texas right now.
That is insane. I don't know what the heck happened. Like, didn't this thing just sort of come out of thin air? Like
Yep.
this whole situation that we're in right now, didn't that just sort of come out of complete nowhere?
Yeah, but yeah, a high pressure decided to park itself in like Saskatchewan or something, and then that's why you got all this cold air. Like I know where Tyrone is at; it's like in like 0 degrees, so it's freaking cold.
Yeesh, man, it's absolutely nuts. But as you stated, buddy, all I could do is send my thoughts and prayers. Everybody, make sure to keep yourselves warm because in being in the negatives, of course, is never any good. And hopefully, everybody can get out of it as soon as possible. So, yeah, that's all I could pretty much say on that end. It's just absolutely ridiculous just how out of left field this whole situation came to be. Because I know here in New York City, it's been a while since we've actually gotten multiple snowstorms back to back like this, as
Yeah.
well. But to then hear about this whole situation in Texas where it's like one giant storm just coming in and swooping up everybody there. It's ridiculous. I even hear like at one point it was like -15 for a certain part of Texas as well.
I know, and it's like, and it's really sad because they consider that Houston gets freaking snow. Like when the hell did you ever hear Houston getting snow?
Exactly. It sounds completely well non-existent. It shouldn't exist. This isn't something that you would expect to see. But here we are in the present timeline, and this sort of thing happened. We gotta do our best to keep this goddamn planet safe, man. Because when
Mm-hmm.
shit like this happens, who knows what else can come into the future. My condolences also has to go out to those in Japan as well, since we're talking about a lot of
Yeah,
natural events happening. In case a lot of folks that are unaware of what happened in Japan, I believe it was like a 7.1 earthquake.
7.3.
Oh, 7.3, I apologize. That struck in Japan, and there were a lot of videos out there that just showed the chaos and the calamity that just came from this sudden earthquake for them. And
Yeah, and seismologists have stated that this is an aftershock from the Tohoku earthquake 10 years ago, because the epicenter is like almost right there.
wow, so something from long ago triggered this to present day?
Yep. Yep,
How do
the big
just out
Tohoku
of
earthquake.
curiosity, how does that even work? Like,
That's something that's something called tectonic plates. Tectonic plates. Never knows. You never know. You never know when they shift. And in this case, it was in the same area where the Tohoku earthquake was, but it wasn't as severe. But thankfully, though, the Fukushima plant didn't get any damage, and there was no tsunami.
very
So
happy
at
to
least,
hear that everything came out. Well, for those, I hope everybody can come out of this okay. That's all I can ask for, really.
hmm
But aside from that, though, I hope with all these current events happening, as I stated before, make sure to be with your close ones. Make sure to be with those that you love and care for the most, because who knows what the hell is going to happen next at this point. And the
yeah,
only thing
nobody
we
has a
could just do
crystal
is just
ball.
celebrate the good times.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's just to think about what is going on like right now as we speak. We're right smack in the middle of the Backstreet Boys. We get freaking cold weather. The sad part is I think there was some part I was looking at the temperatures like late last night. There was actually some temperatures in Montana that were actually warmer than like northern Canada, and that's sorry, there was in
Alaska, was
Montana
it?
colder that were colder than northern Canada. Like yeah, even Alaska. Like I think I've seen like a air temperature in like part of Montana that was like minus 35 degrees, and that's like and at that time at that point in time it was colder than like Nunavut freaking Northern Territory, Nunavut freaking Canada, which is like
Yeah,
all the way the fuck up. So
absolutely insane, man. For
it's
real.
actually colder than Edmonton, and Edmonton is freaking cold, and I know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Even
I
but
guess aside from
yeah.
that, though, once again, we hope everybody will be safe during these times, no matter where you live. Be safe, be careful, be wary, and most importantly, make sure no to wash your goddamn hands, like TSS would always
Mm,
say.
yeah, especially now.
Especially now. But don't worry, guys. I'm sure we'll get out of this situation soon enough. But yeah. So with all that being said, once again, everybody, welcome to the PokePod World Podcast. Here with me is, as I stated before, TSS. Our buddies will be joining us momentarily as well. I know Tyrone is doing his stream on his end as well. He shall be finishing or wrapping things up on his end there too, I think. Not sure how far he's in Bayonetta right now, but we'll
I
see
think
how
he's
things
trying to
go.
he's trying to beat the game tonight. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to join us once he beats the game, and then he'll come and join us. But he has like literally like another hour before we talk about the stuff anyway. So
Yeah, pretty much. Tyron's not really late. He's just so doing his own thing. So, that be how it is. So, all right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, today's topics are going to be focused on a couple of things. We're going to be talking about certain gaming news that just came out recently. We're going to be talking about a particular movie that's going to be coming out and has been confirmed last week. And also talking about the fact that we literally are a week and some change away from the big Pokemon Day. They've been promoting heavily about the whole Post Malone concert that's going to be happening sometime next week. I think
and
it's
to be
on
honest, and to be honest, I'd rather watch old NBA footage of Karl Malone while eating some watermelon.
instead of hearing Post Malone. I
Right.
mean, like, I'm kind of
The
interested to
guy.
see.
That's not going to the guy. The guy is successful, but I'm sorry. The guy looks like he just came out of Rikers.
And that 3D model of his, though, is also very
That
funky
3D
looking.
model, yeah, but hey, let anybody be successful. It's just that it's like on the surface, I don't really care, but it's fine. Hey, people care, and hey, and all the power to you. You can
Exactly.
care
To
what you
those
want.
that care about it, have fun with it, you
Hey,
know?
have fun. Hey. You know what? Anybody that gets an opportunity like this, they should always grab the chance and be successful and all that stuff. But like I said, hey, you can have an opinion. It is what it is. So.
But let's take a look here, see if anything else is good. Post Malone is just a host. Oh, is he just a host? Oh, okay. I thought he was the one that was actually putting everything into set. Maybe he will do a couple of songs here and there. But I'm kind of curious to see how other artists probably will be entering into the mix then, if this is the
I'm a
case.
rock. I'm a rock. I'm a rock and J-pop person. So, like I said, I really don't care. But that's just me.
Let me see. I'm afraid that this Pokemon Week thing is going to turn into an announcement every day instead of such a big presentation on the 27th. Um, I could see what you mean regarding that part, given how things have changed pretty much for Pokemon and how they've announced things lately. I just hope that the big announcement that's going to come, whatever the next big Pokemon game is going to be, I hope it's not just the typical, oh, Sun and Moon logo, but except instead of Sun and Moon logo, it's the Diamond and Pearl logo. And then you won't wait, and then you'll have to wait until I think May to actually get the official game footage of the remake. Because someone actually pointed this out to me a while ago. How the footage for Oros, the teaser for that, as well as the remake for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, those were announced in May. And given that DP is also a remake, they might also do some similar stunt like that as well, and we won't see the information until later this year, which then kind of makes Pokemon Day feel very, especially for the 25th anniversary, kind of empty, you know. Of course, I could always be wrong, and they could come out with a Megaton announcement that could be satisfying enough to keep us invested in it as we wait for the actual big Pokemon news to come out later in the year. But I honestly think that given that this is the 25th anniversary, you kind of want to go big on this one. You put it in February, you know. You put it on the day of Pokemon Day. Make the day count. Well, I don't
Then
know.
again, though,
That's just me,
the,
though.
the biggest problem, however, is a lot of people pointed out it's going to be a Saturday. Like, uh, who's going to work on Saturday to put like all this news stuff on the websites and things? I mean, then again, though, people working from home, but it's like, do you really want to do that? The thing, I think the thing we'll probably get is maybe we'll get like little announcements, here and there throughout the entire week. I would like to see that because then we'll get to see like what is it? The freaking 10-cent game,
Oh, Unite?
Unite. Yeah, we're gonna see like Unite stuff. I'm hoping, one of the things on my bingo card I hope is like PokePod 3. I want PokePod 3.
As
I
somebody
think
who hasn't really touched much of the titles, I've dabbled on it, but not never completed it. How did you view Poke Park as a game in general?
well, I never played it full, but I know that the voice acting is in the games.
Wait, what?
Besides, the voice acting is in the games.
Really?
Yep, because if you play like for example in the Japanese version of Poke Park 2, you get to hear the anime voices, for like Staja and he's like,
Oh, they do
need
their
you.
anime
Yeah.
cries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish they could have done that more for like other games out there. I mean, come on, guys. We're in 2021. Let's kind of just do a little bit more with it, which I think Bandai Namco might be going into that with the Snap game coming out later this year.
Yeah, like in 2 months.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that really this year, the only thing we got of information so far is of Snap and of
Mhm.
Unite. And then
Yeah.
there's like that one game that I don't know what the hell happened to, Pokemon Sleep. That still has yet to be announced. They've been sleeping on that game for so long now. They need to come out and
No,
announce
no.
the
The
said
problem, the
game.
problem is the problem is they put the developers' brains to sleep, and
Yeah,
that's
they
the
need to
biggest
sleep
problem.
more just to get more data in regards to it. And it's just their excuse of trying to take a nap so that way they could just get paid for doing nothing. That's
Like
my
everything else
assumption
in
there.
this world. Yeah,
But yeah,
everything else
so
in this
like
world.
Pokemon Sleep, that's still a concept that we have to wait as well. Maybe they'll reveal later in the week. Yeah, Joe is still waiting because, bro, when that game comes out, Joe is finally gonna be able to actually sleep good for once, man. He's gonna need it. Seriously, the man deserves a rest, especially after all the things that happened prior to what Pokemon Day is gonna be in the
Mm-hmm.
next couple of weeks or so. Yeah, the dude
Mm-hmm.
needs a little bit of some shut eye, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, what will be really fucked up is that they drop Pokemon Sleep and they drop it like the following week, and that's gonna make Joe probably pissed off.
Oh, shit! Nah, so much for his
No,
sleep then.
that day, yeah, yeah. Imagine day one drop. It's like, oh god,
Hold
like
on,
I
gotta go
wasn't
pass
ready
out
for
now.
this.
Oh man, but yeah, let's see how things go for Sleep. I really don't expect much from it, and I don't really think anybody is expecting much from it. But regardless, though, I still feel like there's something good that could come out from Sleep. The only thing I ask for is some kind of form of connectivity from the Sleep games into the more modern Pokemon games that we're in. I don't know how the hell that'll work, but I would like
Pokemon
to see
Home.
that. Somebody says more
Pokemon Home.
Pokemon cards. Can I just say I hate the TCG era right now with the community?
Mm.
What was it? I think it was like what's that one Twitter account that always talked cheap ass gamer? I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they tweeted about how Pokemon Shining Fates TCG was released and it was available to purchase now. And a dude in there literally just tweeted saying, "Hey, thanks, man. I bought 1,000 of it," and showed the receipts of actually purchasing 1,000 units of that said product. And it's one of
Thousand
those
units of
sites that
literally
actually
multiple
sells
harbor.
them or resells them again.
Yeah, but yeah, people are garbage.
But I just want to know is how are people capable of getting away with scalping is the thing. I mean, I don't understand that. I understand
Because
that the money
people
still
want
went
because
to.
people because people want to make money.
I know. It's just so horrible to see because this current week has been particularly rough for Pokemon. Earlier in the week, aside from this TCG Shining Fates thing, there was also another product within McDonald's, actually. Richie was talking about this a while ago, where the McDonald's, a lot of people actually went in and scalped in McDonald's products. So those TCG cards that come inside included there, those were
Hmm.
scalped. The products, the accessories and stuff that also comes with it, those were scalped as well. And if things couldn't get any worse, they did. Because guess what? People went to go to the supermarkets. They had like those Cinnamon Toast Crunch box sets that would come with like TCG
Mm.
things. And you would see the top part of the cereal box completely ripped apart. And the cards are missing inside. But the bags are completely A-okay. Like the cereal's all fine and dandy, but they can't sell that sort of cereal like as is because that's not how you're
Hmm.
supposed to sell shit. So all of that went to the trash, man. And it's absolutely disgusting to see that this is really what has been happening lately.
Good. Then what they need to do is now they're gonna have to put the cards in fucking Tide bleach and then say, yeah, bitch, try to get that.
I really hope we can just get out of this ridiculous phase of yeah, I feel bad for the kids because Pokemon is catered towards the younger
Tide detergent.
audience.
It's not bleach.
And then
Um,
it just becomes horrible that we as adults here act more immature than the goddamn kid themselves, man. It's absolutely ridiculous what kind of era we're in right now with these adults and how scalping has become the new meta for TCG collecting. And it doesn't help when popular streamers and YouTubers out there can also kind of in
you
a
wanna know why? Because
way enforce
nobody's
it.
freaking working. Nobody's freaking working, and then they're like, oh, the only way we can do it is, oh, we're taking our life savings and we're going to be scalping off these cards. We have a follower. Oh wait, we don't have a follower. Wait, what the fuck am I doing? I freaking look at my screen. It's like, oh, that's the thing. Oh, that's just a PokePod logo. Um, no, but there's actually another thing I wanted to talk about. Actually, there was I wanted to make a correction because we are a podcast and we are a place where we make sure that we get the utmost accuracy.
Hmm.
I Anaoka Mazaste was from movie 3. It is not. It's from movie 5 short Pikachu no Hoshizora Kampu. I was thinking of Niji ga Umarata Hi as the ending theme for movie 3. That's what I thought that wasn't really inspired. So sorry for that, and there's your correction.
All right. Yeah, that debacle that happened last week was actually pretty hilarious. And it is interesting to see that a lot of people have also sided with you regarding movie 3 as well. It's kind of hard to see a lot of people kind of come out and just say something that is considered as popular as film 3 to someone else saying that not really that great, you know.
Hmm.
But still, regardless, though, that was a very fun discussion. And yeah, if you haven't had a chance to see that, folks, it's available on YouTube right now. It's Session 79, so please go check that out if you have yet to do so after the end of this stream. But let me see what else here I got of stuff to talk about. I know we also got to talk a little bit about the more information about the Pokemon Day as well, which is going to be pretty exciting. And one of my favorite things that I'm excited for within Pokemon Day is just, well, what kind of other announcements they potentially couldn't have in store for us, because we dabble a little bit with the Pokemon or PokePark games that you mentioned, as
Yes.
well as talk a little bit about some of the ones we already know thus far. Being of the latest Pokemon Unite game, we still need information on that. We also
Yeah.
need to get update information towards the newest Pokemon Snap game as well. But we already know that there's a release date for that, so there's really not much to do aside from
I mean,
simply, of course,
another
waiting.
trailer. I mean, another trailer. Now, the
Yeah, yeah, an
funny thing
updated
is,
one.
yeah, the other funny thing is that for the last like I would say 3 or 4 weeks, they've been airing a new Pokemon Snap commercial on TV Tokyo during the Pokemon airings.
Oh, really?
Like 30, yeah, it's like 30 seconds, and you get to see a few things like I could get the if you could look at the commercial. I mean, you could look at the commercial later, but there is a new Pokemon Snap commercial going on like TV Tokyo in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm getting the Japanese version because as mentioned before, Masafumi Mima is the voice director for this game. So I have a feeling that this is going to be exactly the same situation as Sushi Striker, where the Japanese game will get the Japanese voices, but when you pop it into a US system, it'll have US text.
Huh.
Now, I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but if it is, then we'll see. Now, I don't know if Bandai Namco is going to do a dual audio language selection thing in the options menu or not, or whatever. But who knows? Like, I don't honestly don't know anything from the anime. For in terms of what? In terms of the Pokemon Week, I don't think so. It's going to be probably all game. Sub Pokemon Snap sounds great. Yeah, I think so. I think the thing is though, I want to hear Suba.
Somebody
Even though
said it
one,
doesn't help that the Marnie was also drawn. Oh, you're talking about that TCG card. Yeah. Naoki Saito. Very popular. Another great well, yeah, they do make content on YouTube as well if you haven't checked that out as well. But Naoki Saito is super popular, especially with the TCG art. That, my God. With the waifus, they are crisp and clean. I love them. But apparently, one of the art is Marnie in there, so it's exclusive to the Japanese set of Shiny V right now. I didn't know that.
mm,
Oh yeah,
cool.
there's also. I think speaking about the dub, because Galar Adventure brought this up, they actually announced, I believe, the newest episode title for the Alola episode, and it makes me
Okay.
very happy to see the title for it. It's title 37 is the new old gang of mine. I don't know why I love the way that's titled, but it just feels so appropriate. And the
Hmm.
only thing I just want to know is what they're gonna name Ray for that one. Are they gonna keep that name? I hope they do. And I hope they also keep that part about the Big Brother segment. If they don't, this dub is screwed, man. I'm just saying they better keep that part in there. That dub episode is
Hmm.
something I'm super super looking forward to, and cannot wait to see how that's gonna shape up. So yeah.
Hmm.
But let me see what else. For Pokemon information in my end, though, personally, I also want to see if they could try to, do another take at certain games that we haven't really seen them touch much lately. And obviously, maybe there's going to be like a new Troze game. I think that could be fun, personally.
Yeah, no, unlike mobile, yeah, sure. I mean they're killing it on mobile right now. I mean, it would be nice if they had another round, but I guess people want to see more out of like the traditional sense in terms of games, like maybe spin-off games. Since Umbrella is now part of
The
I think
creatures now, I guess.
creatures now. Yeah, creatures now. So maybe we are gonna see something. Maybe we are gonna see another like. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think it might be too early to announce another mystery dungeon. Because since another one
Yeah, the
came out
last one
last
it
year,
was last year, wasn't it?
it was last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, though, as much as I would love to see Ranger, I do not think that there's going to be a chance for that, considering that since we have since the Switch has moved away from resistive touch screens, unless you want to do like the finger thing, the finger thing with the capacitive touchscreen. Um, Actually, if they come out with a Ranger game on mobile, that would be interesting. But I don't know how the mechanic would work.
Yeah. I mean, you can still use
Joy-Cons,
your figures for them.
Joy-Cons, Joy-Con drift. Remember, Joy-Con drift. Remember remember that thing? That's gonna get exacerbated with this if they ever made like
Oh
the.
man, when you have to keep circling that shit
Yeah,
over
you
and
have to
over and
keep
over,
circling over and over.
the
Yeah,
Joy
that
Cons
shit's
are gonna
gonna,
they're gonna get
that's gonna
horrified on
break.
that. But no, we'll see what happens, and I'm only just asking for more side content because honestly, the main
Yeah,
content is still fine and dandy and whatnot. I
I'm
just
making
prefer that
predictions.
the
That's fine.
side content gets a little bit more love, like you stated before, with like another Pokepark Wii, another Ranger, or just something new in general, something that we haven't really seen them tackle that I would love to see them attempt. There's so many concepts out there in genres of video games that I'm pretty surprised that we rarely get a chance to see them explore more things outside of what we're used to. I know Eddie here just said about Detective Pikachu.
I would,
We do know
you know,
there's coming Detective Pikachu game.
I would actually, you know what? I would actually like to see a Pokemon rhythm game. That's just me.
Oh my
Wouldn't that,
god, and they
would
actually do.
wouldn't that be fun? A Pokemon rhythm game?
Please let it be the developers that did the Theatral Rhythm, whatever that game is called.
Theorhythm, or maybe even something like
Oh wait,
the,
didn't
the
they do
what?
that actually? I could have
Mm,
sworn there was a Pokemon song in one of them. Hold on a second.
well, if you're talking about if we're talking about like freaking like Taikoton Tachijin, remember Bandai Namco makes that game. So wouldn't it be fun if they actually made a rhythm game with just Pokemon stuff?
Yes, I would love that though.
That would be something. And if they have the music, yeah, that would be cool. Musou Pokemon game? Ooh. Ooh.
Like a Warriors game?
Yes.
Hey, listen, I've been clamoring
Dude.
for that for a long time. Like, given that we saw that Breath of the Wild is getting, or has gotten one twice now with the, what was it, the original Hyrule Warriors
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
Calamity Ganon now. I would love to see another Warrior style attempt, but this time within the world of Pokemon, and there's so much that they could pull off from there, man. Especially if you take some really unique concepts from Pokemon, like I feel like there's just so much on the table right there for them to go with.
Oh damn! If they drop a Warriors game, that's gonna be it. I think it's gonna be like holy shit.
Now, I would love for them if they can also attempt to do some kind of online competitive sort of scene with that as well. I mean, I'm also going to ask for them to focus more on the story side of things because I genuinely want to know how would they make this work in a Pokemon theming. It would be
Mm.
interesting, honestly, if this is a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. Like a Pokemon
Mm.
Mystery Dungeon X Muso kind of game. Because that way you
Yeah.
can talk with the Pokemon there, given that
Or how
that'll
about
make sense.
or how about you can select somebody like like Lance or Cynthia to control the Pokemon, and then you just freaking just fight.
So it'll be like Masters, where it's like at first you start with your original trainer, and then over time you'll start
Yeah,
being
wouldn't
introduced to others.
holy shit, dude. We could make millions off of this idea.
Yeah, look at that 25th anniversary. What better way to celebrate the franchise's history than trying to grab everybody from each generation and having them all collaborate with each other for like some big war that could go down with the villains or something like that. Because I also want to know what the hell was that whole Rainbow Rocket bullshit that happened at the end. Like they could use that from Sunday Moon and like use that as a concept for the game. I feel like
Mm.
there's so much potential that they could do, man. A Pokemon Warriors game would be absolutely crisp in my eyes.
That'll be mind blowing. I think that automatically will be a seller.
Yeah, like I mentioned, they could do that. They could do a mystery dungeon one if they'd like to as well, just so that way you can actually have the Pokemon talk with each other, and it's just
Yeah.
mainly Pokemon against Pokemon in this world. So that way, that
Yeah.
combat would be pretty fun to see if they can
Mm.
do that. Maybe that's the reason why they released the mystery dungeon remake earlier last year. So I think that could be something that we could expect. I don't know, but hey, give me something original, something like that. And I've asked for this like for a while now. I know we already had Pokemon Tournament come out recently for the
Mm.
Nintendo Switch, but I would love for them to see a like Pokemon fighting game, also in the style of how Arc Systems have been doing their games lately. Like an
Mm.
Arc Systems X Pokemon game, a fighting game like that, bro. There's so much potential in like the style of Dragon Ball Fighters or Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. There's so much that they could do. I feel like they have so much potential that I'm just surprised that we have yet to see these actually come to be. It just throws me so off to know that none of these exist yet, man.
Mm.
Somebody says I love a 2D fighting game. Like I mentioned, man, Arc Systems would totally be the ones to do it. Have a mixture of the two. You know, you'll have the Tekken side, and then you'll have the Arc Systems combat side. And given with like Pokemon trainers that you could pull off from other generations, similar to what we talked about with the Muso game, like have Cynthia and Garchomp be one team, have Lance and Dragonite be another, or have Red and Charizard or Red and Pikachu. Like so much potential that they could do here. I feel like it would be absolutely missed potential to just not go for that, man.
Yeah, but what would be the enemies? Like, like what? You just take down Geodudes and Zubats all fucking day.
I have no idea, man. That's how we used to do it back in Kanto when we had to fight the villains, and it was simply nothing but Rattatas and Coughings, with the occasional threat of Drowsy. But we'll see what they do, though. There's so much, once again, that they could pull off from just the generations of Pokemon that they have, and what Pokemon would they use, and how would they incorporate their movesets to fit into the style of Arc Systems. Like, why hasn't this been done yet? Or maybe it has been done. We don't know nothing about it so far, and might be revealed later in Pokemon Day or sometime in the week. I just hope that this upcoming Pokemon Day doesn't happen to only just be the things we know so far, and rather also includes new announcements. Like, we know Detective Pikachu exists, we know Snap exists, we know Pokemon Sleep exists, we know Unite exists. Give us something we have yet to hear from them yet, you know?
The all region. Well, like I said, my idea originally a few weeks back was to have a collaboration edition, like a 25th anniversary edition, where you could choose your own like style, like sprite style, like you can play in either modern, like how like I said, how a Mario Maker works, where you could just select your different, you know, select the different style. Maybe you want to play it like a Gen 1 game, or make it look like a Gen 1 game, or Gen 2, or, you know, black and white, or freaking X and Y or something. Like the classic, make it look like either like classic 2D, the fine, like best, you know, black and white, like Gen 5 type of deal with the moving sprites, or 3D. That would be a nice game. But the thing is, though, would they be willing to do that? And probably the answer is no. That's probably a lot of work for them.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of crazy we say it's a lot of work, but it's like, isn't Pokemon or creatures like this big megaton company that they could just, you know, fund these projects?
Yeah.
And I'm just so mad that they don't. I'm just so mad that they don't.
I think they just don't want to take the risk. But the thing is, though, I think though, if you think about it, they taken risks. I don't know if they want to play it safe now, but if they do that concept of what I'm saying, I think that once again will be a major hit. And like I said, I don't think Diamond and Pearl remakes would be the worst outcome out of this whole thing. I wouldn't mind it, but that's a cop out, because it's like it's expected.
It's nothing new. It's literally just a remake. That's the thing. It's just an existing product that has already been done before, now reimagined for the current era. You're celebrating your 25th anniversary with a remake. You know what I mean?
That's kind of stupid.
I feel like I know there are games that are coming out later this year. Obviously, we know that Snap is coming out and Unite's gonna come out.
Hell no to Gen 9. Hell no to Gen 9. If anything, get DLC for Sword and Shield, because we need to expand that game even more.
Yeah.
Because I feel it's a cop out. I mean, like I said, releasing Gen 9 or DP remakes at this point, like, totally undermines Sword and Shield.
Personally, if we want to go back to DP, I don't want this remake concept to exist. I remember talking with a couple of other people before, but how cool would it be if it was, instead of a DP remake, it was actually a DP sequel to the originals that actually take place after the events of what happened within the world of Diamond and Pearl back in the DS. You actually have already seen the villains be defeated. time has passed. Probably Roland is no longer the professor and it's somebody else instead. Maybe it might be Dawn or it might be Lucas for all we know.
Right.
And you're the new kid now in New Leaf Town, and you will begin your journey anew and
Mm.
discover new things that weren't present beforehand. You
Yeah,
know.
if it's a sequel, if it's a sequel to Diamond and Pearl, I wouldn't mind it. But if it's a total remake of the original game, then it's like fuck that, you know.
Yeah. I just really hope that they really go all out with this. It's there's so much that they can do with this. And the only reason why I say that I don't want a Diamond or Pearl remake is because Platinum exists. And
Yep.
Platinum is considered the definitive version out of the 3 games from the Sinnoh region. Because,
Hmm.
Platinum introduced so many core concepts such as the distortion world, such as the DLC in the Battle Frontier, all the stuff that was there, they incorporated that into Platinum, whereas in Diamond and Pearl, didn't really have that much outside of that.
Right.
So I feel that a sequel to the Diamond and Pearl games would make more sense logically, and try to
Yes.
fit more, not fit more, but introduce new concepts that weren't in there, and can also make sense as to why Dynamaxing might be a bigger deal than say if it was in the DP remix, because at least in the sequels that say time has passed, Dynamax has become huge, and now we can incorporate some of the Dynamax concepts into the world of Sinnoh. You know.
That would be fun.
Yeah, because it's gonna be weird when we go to Sinnoh and then Dynamax is like one of the mechanics that's like shoehorned in rather than something that feels naturally included in the world of Pokemon, and I hate that.
Mm.
So I would hope that that doesn't turn out to be the case. But
Mm.
what do you think though?
I mean, I'm all in. I'm all in for that. But the thing is, though, it's like usually with Game Freak, they even with remakes, they try to incorporate something new into it. But my question is, what other concepts can they do besides what we have already? I mean, this is already going. If we do have either a remake or a sequel, it's going to have to fall in line with Gen 8 mechanics, which means no megas, no well, we're gonna
Alola
have
Z moves.
no Z moves. It's like what do we have next? What do we have now? We have freaking. I mean, Dynamaxing in a sequel game would make sense, but Dynamaxing in a remake of the original, no, that's out of place. Like the mega stuff in Oris.
Oh my god, the Mega stuff was so shoehorned in, man. It didn't even
Yeah,
feel like it
it's like
made
oh,
sense.
it's like oh, somebody just gives you an orb, like it's like what? Like did you give what? Like,
Congratulations, you can Mega Evolve now. Wait, what? Just get it,
and
I
it's like
guess.
freaking and it's like post game, and it's like why?
It,
Why did you do that?
yeah, exactly.
That's like a cop out. It's like
You know what I'm very curious about? Because if this is going to be in the style of Sword and Shield, I really, really want to know what is their next wild area for DP's world or Sinnoh's world. Like, what are they going to make to represent the wild area in the Sinnoh region? Maybe the
ooh,
Pal
that's
Park might be it.
maybe or we could also have the marsh.
Oh God, a giant marsh world.
Yeah. Just
You-
imagine you'll have yeah. So imagine you'll have the marsh, the marsh route where you'll have it all the freaking wild area. That would be freaking cool.
I would also love. I know this might sound dumb, but that one route before you get to the ice type gym leader, that one empty ass route that has nothing in there, but you always keep falling into the snow almost every single step. Like
Yes,
that area could also be another wild area, except of course introduce a lot more things in there to make it feel.
217.
Oh, Route 217, thank you. To make it feel more interactive and enjoyable to kind of traverse through. Instead of
Mm.
like maybe making one giant world or one giant wild area, they could have like small sections of wild
Small
areas
section. Yeah.
just kind of spread across the Sinnoh region. So that way things will feel a little bit more better and not forced in. I know we've
Well,
made a
yeah.
joke about like the Mount Coronet shit where it could be the entire wild area, but hopefully that does not become the case, man.
Mm. It would be pretty cool, but like I said,
Oh, thank you for the follow. Caleb
Okay,
Bennett.
no,
Caleb Bennett.
Caleb Bennett 2001. Thank you for the follow.
But continue on, thesis.
No, I'm about to say, like I said, realistically, if it's a Diamond and Pearl sequel, I would not be, I would not think twice about giving it a chance. Like Terrell said, in regards to Diamond and Pearl remakes, I think that's just a cop out, and that's just a cheap, basically cheap thrills kind of thing where people would expect it. And that's the thing. I think Game Freak should do something that people will not expect. Just like because then everybody will play the game for a month and then forget about it.
Which is sad
That's
because there are so many cool
Oras.
concepts.
Oras was the same thing. Oras was the same thing. It's like people will play it and then nobody talked about it like 2-3 months afterwards.
To be fair, Oris wasn't exactly breathtaking or refreshing in any way, and that's kind of sad to say that, but it's true. Like Oris
Yeah.
didn't really bring much to the table outside of what we've already known and the Zinnia stuff, which sadly the Pokemon Company sort of spoiled that whole thing. So.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, we're talking about this DP remake. We could all be completely wrong, and they could just come out of complete nowhere and be like, "Hey, no, we're not getting any of that. We're going straight to Johto with Let's Go Johto."
Well, that's another fucking bag of worms.
Another
Like
Let's Go game.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but that means we have to do Kanto again, and I'm like,
But it makes sense given the 25th anniversary in Kanto.
it does make sense.
It does make sense in terms of celebrating.
And the thing is, it's like 20. It's also like the 20th anniversary of Crystal, right? So,
Ah, shit. Somebody mentioned the Sinnoh ruins. Oh my god, you're right. The Sinjo ruins, where Arceus is the whole thing. And then you make that egg and everything. Yo, what if that was like a DLC kind of thing, where it's like, that's your way to get into either Sinnoh or to like Johto. I would love something like that. Because the
Wow.
Sinjo ruins was such a cool concept in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because it's like somewhere in between the two, I think. But like, I don't know what they could do with that though. Like there's so much potential with this. I really hope they go balls to the wall with this remake.
Yeah,
If
but
that
we'll
is the
see.
case. But we don't know.
That, of course, is the case. We don't know. We're just grasping straws at this point. We're just throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks. But the thing is, though, as you heard us in the last like 20 minutes, there are ideas out there that have so much potential. But the problem is, this is Game Freak, and we don't know what they're doing. We can't get inside their heads.
No.
Unless
Even
if,
if we
unless
like
if
it
I,
or
unless if I
not.
go, unless if I go to fucking Shibuya myself, take a plane tomorrow and then freaking infiltrate their freaking offices. We ain't knowing nothing.
And we won't know nothing until the day of Pokemon comes in. I know a lot of people are talking about Zelda's 35th anniversary. I know for a fact we're going to get something similar to like the Super Mario 3D All-Stars Bowl, where it's like, oh, it's going to be available for like a few days or a few months, and then
A
once...
few months and then that's it. Yeah.
Exactly. And to be
I could
fair,
just I could
it
just
worked.
imagine I could just imagine it would probably be ooh, if it was, then what 3 games would you pick? I would definitely pick like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but
Have
even
you
then
played those games?
I've played a little bit of Ocarina, but I haven't played the 3DS remakes. I know the 3DS remake of Majora's Mask is supposed to be really fucking good.
Yeah, they had a
Um,
lot of unique fixes done into the Majora's Mask remake. I'll give it that. But if they do this where they actually take the models and everything from the remakes instead of the original Nintendo 64 games and just slapping that onto the cartridge, that to me is going to be huge. Because instead of having to go through the Nintendo 64 models, now we're going to the Nintendo 3DS models and having them refined to look better on the Nintendo Switch system for both Majora's Mask and,
Twilight Princess already got a the problem. Well, here's the thing though, we already had Twilight Princess remake already for the Wii U, which like who bought that?
I did, but to be fair, I only did because I bought it for the Wolf Link amiibo. I didn't buy it
Yeah,
for
the
the
whole
game.
thing. Yeah, I
That
didn't
was a
buy it for the game, just
$60
for the
purchase for a $15 toy, man.
The thing is though, I'm hoping that they don't. You see, the problem is when you have that existing, you have the source code for that existing. It's like it really gives them the idea of, oh, we should just make a deluxe version of that game and port it, and that's it. And that would be a shame.
Mm-hmm. I really hope that they kind of go a little extra with this because they should, you know. Legend of
Yeah,
Zelda is such a great franchise, and you want
yeah,
to celebrate big with it. You don't want to go small,
yeah. Of course.
especially because it's 35 years, man. Like that's a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they could also. I highly doubt this will be the
Zelda, I
case.
want a Zelda maker. Come.
Zelda Maker. I was gonna say if they do like a Legend of Zelda thing where it's like they incorporate but it doesn't make sense because you have Nintendo Switch Online, which has SNES, you know, the Link to the Past and all that.
Yes.
I was thinking like, man, it would be cool if they did that, but you have NES and SNES online. I think for the 35th anniversary, they're just gonna probably include some of the other ones we didn't get yet, you know, and make
Yeah.
those available. But
Yeah.
like I mentioned before, if they do what I think they should do, where they grab the game models from the 3DS remakes of the Ocarina of Time as well as the Majora's Mask remake, and
Mm.
use those
Mm.
for the Switch collection, have them refined to look better in HD and everything. I think
Mm.
that's gonna sell units, honestly. Um,
Yeah. But it has to be.
especially
But it
because
has
it'll
to
look
be. It
green.
has to be a fair. Yeah, it has to be a fair price. If it's like $40, then that's fine. But
We say that, but it's Nintendo, and look what Nintendo did with the Mario one.
yeah, freaking $60 game. Like, ugh.
I know. I paid $60 just so I could play Sunshine in HD, man. That was so weird.
Yeah, and the sad part is the clean room reverse engineered version of Super Mario 64 is still better.
I know. That's what throws me off so much. Why couldn't they put this game in widescreen? Why couldn't 64 be in widescreen? I just need to know this.
Yeah, the problem. Yeah, you see that the problem is when people cleanly reverse engineer the engine and they do a better job in the official release.
Yeah. I'm just
And
bummed
you,
out by that, man. Jeez.
yeah, the Super Mario 64 like code on GitHub, that's some crazy stuff, and I've played that as well, and it's like wow, um, it's crazy to have SM64 at 60 FPS. Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to see that. I think there was another franchise that was also going to be celebrating its anniversary later this year as well. I think it was Metroid, wasn't it? Because I know
Well, Metroid came out in '86.
Yeah, I think it was that they're also going to be celebrating their anniversary too. So,
But also technically, Dragon Quest is 35 too.
oh man, if they do a Dragon Quest collection, bro, oh my
Yeah,
god.
because Dragon Quest came out in '86 too.
But please let them be the ones from the remakes that they did on the DS. I think that would be so much better in my eyes, honestly.
Hmm.
Because
There's a
listen,
lot
the
of
NES
potential.
is you can only do so much with the NES, but if they do the DS ones where they're much more polished models and everything, bro, that to me is gonna be great. Especially given that like Capcom did
Hmm.
that with the Mega Man
Yeah,
franchise, you know.
and Price Kun also says Persona 25th. Yeah, give us fucking Persona 5 Royal on the PC now. God damn it.
Oh yeah, speaking about that though, we should probably start talking about this for a little bit. Recently they had their big a big announcement came out this week regarding JRPG, specifically with Kingdom Hearts. Came out and confirmed that it's
Oh
coming to
God,
PC for the
that
first time.
that is bullshit. Like Terrell and Tyrone made a video on Terrell's channel, The Insane Game Freak, about how it's a mistake because if you look at Epic Games, first of all, Epic Games, the freaking software itself. First of all, Epic people hate that company. Like people hate the software. I hate the freaking software that goes with that. And on top of that, they want to charge like freaking almost. I mean, for Kingdom Hearts 1, they want to charge 40. I mean, of course they had the slide and everything, but it's in euros, but it's the same thing. It's like, who the fuck wants to pay 40 euros for fucking Kingdom Hearts 1 when you could go out and you could get the fucking full version, the full like
The
Kingdom
story
Hearts
so
collection.
far, I think it
The
was.
story so far, the whole complete collection with Kingdom Hearts 3 in it for the PS4 for like $20.
Actually, it wasn't not too long ago. I saw it that somebody said it was on sale for $9.99.
$10 fucking dollars. The funny thing is, if you don't even have a PS4, and I didn't have it either, but until like a few months ago, it's like today you can go out and buy a used PS4 and the fucking complete collection of Kingdom Hearts, and you'd still pay less than what it would be on the Epic Store. Why? Like, you want to pay, you're going to be paying like a grand total of something along the lines of like $200+
Yeah.
for
Right
the
now I'm
games you
seeing
can
it
get
here.
for $20 fucking dollars.
For the PlayStation 4, it says your Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package for $29.99 right now. Kingdom Hearts 3 on its own is $10 though. So still,
Yeah, so 30,
regardless
so
though,
30
that's still
bucks. I
like
mean,
$170 right there you might have saved from purchasing it through the all-in-one collection.
yeah, and it's like, and then you're going to have the fucking DLC with Kingdom Hearts 3 on top of that, so you got to pay on top of that. So it's like, why? It's like you could buy used PS4 and the game, and you still pay less than what is on the Epic Store. That is bullshit.
And I'm gonna feel
That is
bad
complete
too if
bullshit.
people buy it at launch when this game comes out, and then this summer they have a sale for it, and it's like $5.
Yeah, that's gonna be but I would never. But I would not touch Epic Store with a 10-foot pole.
I only touched it just so I could grab Grand Theft Auto 5 for free. That's all I did for that.
I still would not want to do that.
I
don't
didn't
trust
download it. I just said in my library it's gonna be there. That's all. In case if I ever.
I rather use freaking. Here's the thing. I would rather use Origin than freaking Epic Game Store.
Damn.
That's telling you a lot.
You missed
That's
that
like,
chance.
dude,
Damn,
like,
I feel sorry for everybody. That shit was golden when that came out. I haven't played GTA
Persona
5
4
though.
Golden, which is still on sale.
I know, man. It's absolutely nuts. I might have to buy that, honestly, given Terrell's playthrough of Persona 4.
Oh yeah, because I've been there for the most part for his streams, and it's like that game looks freaking so much fun.
Exactly. Nutty, but fun. And I absolutely love everything about it thus far, man. It looks all great. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, as for someone like me who hasn't played Kingdom Hearts at all, as you know, I've only seen, I've never played any of them aside from like maybe the DS games. Because that was a Nintendo. Oh no, not just a DS game, but the Game Boy Advance game, Chain of Memories. That was really as far as I got.
Raindrop Distance too with the 3DS.
Yeah, that was as far as I got with Kingdom Hearts. The rest of the games I had to simply see via footage online and playthroughs of other people. But now for me to finally get a chance to kind of experience those games, as I don't own a PlayStation console, I find that really relatively good. I think it's a great thing that this game is becoming available now for audiences here in PC. This is something that I feel was something we should have had already at this point.
Right.
But we didn't. Now we're getting it. However, what really is kind of holding it back for me is that goddamn pricing, because Jesus Christ, who the hell thought $50 was okay? And I'm like,
like I said, it's 2021. Who the fuck is going to pay $40 for Kingdom Hearts 1? I don't. No. Like, fuck no. You're on drugs. If you're gonna you want me to spend like fucking $40 just for one fucking game in a franchise you can get for fucking $20, $30.
I will say though, the only good thing, honestly, the only good thing that's gonna come out from this is the modding scene.
Yes.
The modding scene for Kingdom Hearts is going to be absolutely hilarious. I think we're finally going to see some dreams come reality. I remember this one magazine, quote unquote, leak that is obviously fake, where it was like they showed Mario with a Keyblade and all that. Like, we could finally get that shit happen in Kingdom Hearts now, thanks to the PC mods. Like that, to me, the PC mods are going to be the thing that will sell this game. That's as far as that goes, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna buy the games personally. I'm gonna buy the Kingdom Hearts games, but I'm gonna wait until I see more of the mod scene in action. I expect somebody to do an Untitled Goose. Honestly, I want to see Sora be replaced by the Untitled Goose and actually have his models rigged properly, so that way I can see the Goose wield a Keyblade. Yeah. Please give that shit to me. I will do a full playthrough of that shit if that comes to be.
Yeah.
Untitled Hearts. There we go. That's the perfect name for it. We'll see what happens, though. Goofy main character. Gosh. But, yeah, once again, great great to see Kingdom Hearts finally come to PC. Hate it because of the pricing.
Well, it's gonna be like, or somebody's gonna put the Franklin model in.
Oh man,
Are mods really worth the $60? No,
not
I,
now
I,
because
I
the
don't think
modding
so.
scene is going to be relatively new.
Well,
Give it about a year
that's
or
of
so.
course, that's gonna be assuming, of course, if that's gonna actually happen.
Oh, if they enable it, you're right. Because
Well,
developers
yeah,
can theoretically disable this shit.
yep,
Because like the workshop and all that could just be like, yeah, you can't do that.
yep.
If they do that though, they're honestly missing out. I would not understand
Well,
as
then again,
to
now remember, it's epic, but it's not. It's not
Le
epic.
Fail is more like it. But
Yeah, the last good game, the last good game that I gave Epic praise was freaking Epic Pinball back in 1994. Next,
hey, that game's still solid even till this day.
yes,
But yeah, I think for the most part, I'm very happy with how things turned out. Can't wait to see where things are gonna go for Kingdom Hearts, the modding scene specifically. I can't say
mm,
much for the game pricing in itself, but I'm very excited for the mods. The mods are gonna be what I'm looking to see and maybe even get myself interested in purchasing said game.
mm-hmm.
Until then, though, enjoy your Kingdom Hearts, everybody. That's all I could say.
Looks like Tyrone's on the final boss.
Oh, you finally made it. Nice. And
Yeah,
just in
so
time
he's
too. We're
still he's
about to
still on.
wrap things up here as well on our end. So with the BS hour, I should say. Once
Yep.
again, to
So
everybody that's here for tonight, thank you guys so much for following with us through. If you haven't yet, make sure to follow us here on Twitch and make sure to check us out on our YouTube channels as well at the PokePod World. So obviously, as you guys already know, we're gonna get into this relatively soon. We're gonna be talking about the latest episode of PM 2019. Before we do that, though, I just need to go and clear up some little few things, so I'll take care of that. But aside from that, though, TSS, was there anything else in particular that you kind of wanted to bring up as I prepared things for the review for tonight?
well, I also did a rewatch of movie 2 last night. Now, I'm rewatching a lot of I'm going to be rewatching some of the Pokemon movies that I haven't watched in a long time. Like for example, movie 2 I haven't watched since like 2011.
Uh huh.
Japanese version. Now, I will say this. My overall opinion of like movie 2 has not changed.
So you're relatively
My
positive with it.
Yes, well, it is still. I think it's still going to be. Now it's going to be now in terms of like the plot, it still is tops for me. Combined with like movie 21. However, though, I'm not going to give it a perfect score because there are like very bad mastering errors with the movie, especially on the Blu-ray and the Amazon releases. So yeah, and apparently people are getting ads.
Oh shoot!
So
What? Oh, I have no control of that, people.
yeah, I know. So we're just gonna wait until people come. But yeah, for movie 2, it's still 30 seconds.
No, but I'm pretty sure people will get a chance to hear it in the.
Okay, so getting back to it, my overall opinion on movie 2 has not changed. I still think it aged very well, and actually, I do like the CG in movie 2 better than movie 3. Now,
What CG was there in movie two? Was it the airship itself?
it was the airship, but there was also like a scene where you had all those Pokemon on the island on the frozen tundra.
Uh huh.
They were all CG as well. But
Really
also,
now?
yes, they were because if you look at it closely, it's the CG, and they had like the water effect,
Oh
towards the
yeah,
end.
when the Lugia song plays, right? That giant
Yeah,
weird water.
yes. So the only reason why I'm not giving it a 10 is because um TPC basically the mastering for movie 2 is very bad. Like the later releases, like the Blu-ray and the Amazon releases, the biggest problem is the color is way off in a lot of scenes.
Is this
It's real.
specifically in just the re-release of it, or
Yeah, yes. Because the biggest problem is they are all over the place in terms of like color temperature. Now, in terms of like now, it is not as severe and not as gross looking as movie three's thing.
mm-hmm.
Um, and but I will say that dipped it a couple tenths of a point. But I still will give this movie a 9.7
Okay. Hey, listen, man.
because
The
well
movie
even
that
even
there
though,
has
even
to
though
be a
even though
reason why it's doing so good,
yeah
man.
even yeah I mean the plot the plot itself, like I said, it's paced out very well. The resolution actually felt like something unlike movie 3 for me, and like I said, I could really get deep into the story. Now, the only thing I would say is, yeah, the other two complaints I really would have minor complaints is that the rival mix is just a compressed version. It wasn't like a new version specifically made for the film. It's just heavier on the bass side for like a 5.1 mix. And toi et moi isn't I mean it's a very bizarre song, but it's still a bit catchy because it has a lot of like counter melody clashing, which is fine. Or am I going to watch and rate all of the movies? Well, the ones that I did with Terrell, I have already rated it, and I'm writing all of my stuff down. Next Sunday, I'm going to be watching movie 5. I'm going to be rewatching that for the first time in like 15 years, because the last time I watched that movie
Mm-hmm.
was when PM and with myself we did the fucking sub release back in like 2006. So yeah, that was the last time literally I watched that film. So I'm going to see about rewatching it again and see if my opinion has changed in that movie. So 9.7 out of 10 for me for movie 2.
It's nice to see that everybody has like a different form of opinion for films, man. Some people's greats might actually be others' lowers, and
Yeah.
vice versa.
Mhm. Exactly.
But yeah, I need to go rewatch these films again, but hopefully in like an actual legit quality that they were meant to be in, rather than the bootleg remasters we got, sadly.
Yeah, and it's a real shame because if they were able to get the film prints, I know the film prints of the dub exist, but I'm not sure about the Japanese one.
Yo, can we
Plus, if
get
they
movie
wanted,
5 proper, please?
yeah, the one that isn't too fucking blue. Oh man, I
That
would
that
hate to
that
see the
blue
fucking.
was something else, man. What was with that?
It's because of color calibration thing. Because the reason why some of the movies look too blue, is because they're calibrated to 9500 Kelvin, when most of the Western screens are calibrated to 6500 Kelvin temperature.
Huh?
Yeah,
Did not know that.
that's pretty much what it is. And a lot of the later DVDs for movies, especially post movie 8 or movie 9, there's a lot of artificial sharpening going on the DVDs. Like for the Diamond and Pearl movies onward, there's like this over sharpening artifacts going on. So that's why you want to just get the Blu-ray releases for the later movies, because the SD ones, especially for the rentals for the regular series, everything in the HD era onwards, which is post DP 122, 123,
Mm-hmm.
that those are over sharpened to hell, and it actually gets worse as the years go on.
Yeah.
Also to the point where we posted on PM.net the disc menus for the PM 2019 rental discs, and they look so fucking generic. Like it's pretty bad.
Well, I once again, as stated before, I just hope they get their shit done correctly whenever they intend to bring it back later down the road.
We're
If
never
they
gonna get
ever do, man.
well, a re-release of movie 4 and 5. 4 and 5 over here were originally Miramax.
Don't they
Five
still have
now.
them?
Well, you can get 5 and 7 on a DVD. Sorry, on a Blu-ray pack. I know that. I've seen it, but it's like I think the biggest problem is I don't think we're gonna get for the Western movies like for movie 4. I mean, the biggest problem with movie 4 is that in the dub they added an extra 20 minutes. And actually, here's a little top tip for you guys for movie 2. There is actually a scene that was cut out in the dub for that movie. Kenji or Tracy in the while they were in Lawrence's ship, when what was it? It was Moltres and it was Moltres and Zapdos. They were like attacking each other while being like in the cubes, right? Tracy goes out, or Kenji goes out, and says while they're doing the attack, he was actually reading out the chemical formula for a bomb, and they cut that scene. They cut that like 10 seconds out of the dub.
You mean Tracy had more lines?
Yes. Yes. He was reading out the chemical formula, I think the periodic formula for a bomb.
What the hell? I need to go watch a movie too then. Hold on a second. I've only seen it in the dub side. I've never seen the Japanese side. I didn't even know that existed. You're telling me that he talked about a bomb in this film?
Because yeah. Yeah, the H2O2 thing, yeah. Yes. Because what ended up happening was the flame and the electricity was coming together, and that's why he was making the calculation. That was the electrolysis of water. That's right.
Holy shit. I need to see this film again, man. I didn't know that exists. That changes everything for movie 2 now. But yeah, so once again, I'm looking forward to rewatching the films. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And with that being said, regarding anime, I think we should be ready and good to go for our second hour. What do you say, buddy?
All right, let's do it. While we're doing that, let me just see. Oh, I think Tyrone is in the final cutscenes now.
Oh, hey there, Zor. How you doing, buddy?
Yo.
But yeah, so I'm aware of that scene too. I didn't see a couple of people here actually do know about it, while others unfortunately do not. Myself included for that part. So I need to go and find that scene, man. Oh no, I missed the fun part. So yes, it's time for the shit on Pokemon Journey section. Come on.
Actually, it's not
no,
gonna be,
we're not doing that.
No,
Maybe.
this ain't gonna be. No, this is not. No, I don't think there is gonna be much of a.
There will be criticisms. There will be some small little criticisms, but I will say, I guess first of all, we should probably get the Pokeball to come in and show us the scene. Let's
yeah.
And by Pokeball, no Pokeball. I tricked you guys. But no. We need to talk about this, man. So this episode, finally a good Koharu solo focused episode.
Yep.
And honestly, I enjoyed it. Oh my god, man, I enjoyed this episode so much for Koharu because it's like we finally got to see Koharu's personality just shine on its own without needing the reliance of the other characters present for her. And this is something like, because of this episode, it makes me more mad that I not see Koharu prior to this episode, because holy shit, Koharu was at her prime in this one episode here. I loved her personality. I loved her adventurous style. I loved how she thought about, she's the perfect blend of Ash and Go here. She has the smarts. She has the idea as to what needs to be done. She has the books. She has the Pokemon. Maybe not for the battle side of things, but she can communicate with Pokemon similar to like how Ash is capable of doing that sort of thing. So, I loved how Koharu was like the mix of that. And also, as I stated with Ash, he also has the goofiness as well. This segment when those Pokemon that finally got revealed for the first time in the anime.
For the first, and also you get to hear the fucking Dex entry. So again, this is the first time they were mentioned.
Yeah, the first of many. And I'm like, man, everything was going so good. I'm loving it. I'm seeing Koharu do so well in this episode. Personally, I really have no complaints from like the 90% of this episode at all whatsoever. There's a
Yeah.
10%, but I'll get into that soon. But let's start talking about some of the positives that really shine in this episode. And once again, getting back to Koharu, I really love their personality here. I think she shined beautifully for this episode, especially given that she was the one that initiated the idea of going to Galar. Normally, prior to this episode, it tends to be Evie that wants to kind of go into the adventurous side of things, like
Mm-hmm.
how with the farm and all that.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
this time around, it was Koharu. Koharu was like the one that looked through the book, saw something interesting, and she was curious to see where this could all go. And then, of course, Koharu's dad was like, "Okay, sure, go to Galar, go with Ash and go, and have a good time over there." And
Yep.
she, of course, was very ecstatic about it, and rightfully so. Honestly, they get to the area itself, and I have to say, I think the world of this just this part of the Galar region looks so beautiful, man. I love how they
Mm-hmm.
incorporated it into the anime. Honestly, one of the most beautiful looking journeys episode in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. I
Uh
totally agree with that.
yeah, so as we progress on, we obviously see Koharu. She's traveling through these areas trying to look for the Pokemon. And I think this is the funniest part for me. Ashen goes see the Morlul. And I'm like, Ash, you know Morluls are capable of something, right? And Ash just decides to kind of run with Ghost straight after the Morlul and leaving poor Koharu behind. But then, when that happens, Koharu encounters the Ponyta by herself. They go and find the injured Rapidash, and this is where the
Yeah.
quest begins for her to try to locate a particular mystical magical drink that will help cured the wound that this Rapidash has on its knee, which is kind of funny
Yeah.
because it's like a swollen injury, and I'm kind of surprised that the drink is
Yeah.
the thing that actually makes it disappear.
Yeah, because the Ponyta tried to use Heal Pulse and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, so they had to cure that first, so that way they can actually get the heal pulse to come into play, which is the other thing. Evie's finally starting to get a little bit more shine here, and we're starting to see more of the
Copy.
copycat side of Evie. I loved this side of Evie.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Eevees thus far, man. Only because
Oh,
this is the Eevee, like this is the trainer that only has an Eevee, so therefore Eevee has more screen time because of it. You know, given that
yeah,
no other Pokemon is with Koharu
but
aside from Yamper, which isn't technically hers,
yeah,
Eevee is her
this
signature
is hers.
Mon.
Yeah, this is hers, and also, just to see it like freaking like doing like completely like the freaking tongue action and the mocking of the Impidimp. That was pretty freaking cool too. I like that. It was that gave it a lot of personality. Already, we've seen this Eevee like 4 times, and it's already better than freaking like even Serena's Eevee.
I just love that we're actually exploring so many concepts with the Eevee. It's such small
Absolutely.
stuff, but it'll add as time passes on, and I'm very happy with man that that this Eevee's just growing more and more, and I'm becoming more fond of this Eevee, and I can't wait to see what more they intend to do with this Eevee before they eventually evolve it, if they do. I highly doubt we're going to be seeing that evolution happen anytime soon, though.
No, unfortunately.
I think it's only because we have to wait for that big moment when the Floofmeister Supreme comes into play, and I am
Oh yeah,
excited for
I
that
mean, I mean,
episode.
I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. Fucking Gigantic Max Eevee. That's gonna make the whole. That's gonna make the whole series. I think.
That's going to be
For
the episode of the year for sure.
yes, of course. It's gonna be like the Gigantic Max stuff and whoo. But what I do like though is the playfulness of the Impidimp. Like they were throwing away the berries. There's the picture of the year right there. That's the best
Yes,
floof
I
pick.
love this.
Yeah, that's the money shot right there.
It's such a playful Eevee.
They need to make that into a plush right now.
It's just so much potential. I love it because I don't think this is going to be the only time we're going to see that. Doesn't the Eevee do this similar stunt as well with Gengar later down the road?
Yeah.
Remember there was like a segment where Gengar was doing the tongue action and Eevee was also following suit as well with its big ass tongue. I'm like
Yep.
so much right there that they could do.
Yep.
But I'm
Absolutely.
gonna pass this to you though, TS. It's like I've already shared some of my take on certain things. If you have any, like, I want to pass it to
Well,
you. I want to hear your take about this episode. I'm saving
okay.
certain parts that I didn't address here for a later segment after you're done with that.
Okay, so we're just going to talk about Koharu stuff, I guess. So, what I also liked is the fact that even though the Impidimp are kind of like, they're acting like idiot, they're acting like complete jackasses. And the end at the after they play around, they actually do end up finding that leaf and that flower, and they do end up give they. The funny thing is, they steal her stuff. They steal her backpack, they steal her canteen, they do their thermos bottle, and then at the end of this whole thing where they're throwing around berries and stuff, then the impotent decide, okay, now we're gonna get you the nectar that you need, and then they go over and then they give the nectar to Ponyta, and then Eevee uses Copycat, and then we have Ponyta using the heal pulse, and they together heal Rapidash together. And as you can see there, she rides on the Rapidash. You have this beautiful sequence that we've seen right there in like the magazine stuff, and then for all intents and purposes, that's done. In terms of like pure character development, this gets a very high rating. The other stuff that happened though, I won't criticize it much. And by the way, there you go. There's the new Heart Foundation right there with Satoshi and Go, because they're wearing the pink. They know all we need is the pink and black attack. Like I said, it's going to be the 2021 version of the Heart Foundation.
Dude, I have to
It,
say this right now. I stated beforehand how much I've disliked the Galarian starters. But that
uh,
Cinderace though, and that
yeah,
suit looks
yeah.
so
Richard,
clean.
like I said, new Richard Simmons VHS tape coming out.
Oh my god, Cinderace got that high quality
Ready to
drip.
sweat to the oldies.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, TSS, can you drag him into the call as well? We got another folk
Sure,
coming in soon.
sure, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. But yeah. So, anything else you wanted to share, buddy?
The other thing I want to mention too is that, like I said, this episode I feel was perfectly fine. Now, yeah, yeah, I know what you want to talk about, but some people got the ending of this thing wrong, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. I'm like I said, I'm indifferent of what happened at the end. But to have Koharu make this like crazy development, this actual development, I'm actually really happy about it. I think this is her best episode so far,
Yeah, and also somebody
by
said
far.
as well, like the OS reference callback from Ash when he was talking to Koharu about like how did it feel to ride on a Rapidash? Cool, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, that's because he also had ridden Ponyta slash Rapidash at one point back in OS too. Now I'm not
Yeah.
sure if
So.
that's what they were trying to go for, but damn, those lines made it feel so close to like as if they were trying to reference that series.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if they're
Yeah.
referencing Ganto, sure, go ahead. But I guess first of all, let's go say hello to somebody here who has joined us in the call. Hey there, buddy.
What's up, everyone? I'm ShinyZoroark. I guess I'm on the PokePod now.
Yeah. after so many weeks of just figuring out what the hell you are in. Are you in the Antipoke? Are you in the PokePod? You're in something. I still don't even know what the hell you're in.
He is a drifter.
Yeah,
I
man.
kind of, yeah.
But first of all, welcome
Nomad.
aboard, buddy. Glad to have you here for
Welcome.
tonight.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah,
So, just to catch you up on speed right now, we're obviously talking about some of the pros that we've seen from this episode so far. TSS and I had just shared our opinions on what we thought of the episode thus far, and I thought, why not? Let me hear your take on this, Zoro. Like, what do you think about this episode from the pro side of things?
yeah, for the pros, yeah, I thought this was a good episode. This is actually probably one of the better Pokemon Journeys episodes in general. And
Mm.
that's partly because I just like Chloe. Chloe's like my favorite part about the series.
Mm.
But in general, I for the most part, my pros come from the Chloe side of this. Obviously, I like the characteristics we got from Eevee in this episode because like you were saying just a minute ago, this is like one of the best personalities we've had from an Eevee, at least so far.
Oh yeah.
So I really like Eevee in this episode.
Yeah.
I liked I liked the little montage when they're throwing grapes at each other.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just really wholesome.
I think that's my favorite thing about this is just
Yeah,
how wholesome this whole
exactly.
episode was in a way when you just leave Koharu because with Koharu by on her own, my favorite thing is that she thought about everything on her own. And Tyrone's coming in with the raid. Thank you, Tyrone. But yeah,
Nice.
I was gonna say, seeing Koharu think about everything on her own, thinking about the strategies, about like what the Pokemon are actually doing, because other characters would have viewed Impidimp as a jerk. Koharu was like one of the few trainers who was like, hey, I don't think these Pokemon are actually being jerks. I think they just want to play around. Like, how that is so rare to see that from these trainers, in my eyes. I love it, man. There's just so much that Koharu did great to me personally for this, and I couldn't be happier with Koharu's episode, man. I really just overall enjoyed Koharu's aspect of this story, especially when she thought of everything.
I was a bit confused because did Koharu's Eevee actually use Heal Pulse, or is it like
No, copycat.
Copycat to Heal Pulse, yeah.
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 Oh, hey,
okay.
Tyron.
Because after I watched the episode the first way through, and I didn't realize it had used like Heal Pulse and then Scary Face and then Heal Pulse again.
Yep.
And then like now that I know that, like that's pretty interesting that it knows copycat.
Yeah, it's something that I
cool.
think it's probably Eevee's best move, only because thanks to that particular move, you could see more traits from the Eevee, given like the giant tongue as we talked about before, or the Heal Pulse, and which, by the way, nice little attention to details. I love the ears, like it acts like a magnet where it just like points at the Pokemon it wants to heal with its ears, and it just looks so cute, man. But yeah, anything else in general from the pro side of things you wanted to talk about, Zoro?
No, I don't think so. But one thing I will say is like prior to the, I liked Galarian Ponyta, but I never really liked Galarian Rapidash. But Galarian Rapidash was actually pretty nice in this episode. So
yeah, this is one of those episodes where it's like the 2D just makes the 3D models look weak in comparison, man.
Exactly.
The 2D art looks fantastic. That's why I said before in the past, I love Delphox in its 2D design. I absolutely despise it in its 3D model, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so Tyrone, first of all, congrats on, I believe you've completed the game, I assume.
Yeah, Bayonetta is over.
Congrats on that, pal. But just to catch you up onto speed right now, to what we're talking about the pro side of things from this episode thus far, and we're I think all of us here has shared our positive reviews on what we thought or the positive aspects of this episode, and we want to hear your take on it, Tara. Like, what you think about this episode for you?
Well, this episode looks and sounds beautiful. Actually, it's like one of the visual aesthetically. This is, to me, I'm gonna say on par as one of the best of Journey's got. Like in terms of presentation, I like the little thing, like the music they're using. I like that every time they step on those mushrooms, it does like it's almost like they're stepping on like piano keys a little bit.
Yeah, making music. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the fact that like there's a lot of things. The Glenwood tingles in the video game like happens.
And Evo, yes, we did get new music.
The woods, the Glenwood woods, like it happens so. In the game, it happens so quickly. You don't have much time to really interact with much. Where here we got to see Koharu really like climb different areas, jump on mushrooms, and like utilize the woods in and of itself in a way that we didn't get to really see from before. So I actually do like that. I like that attention to detail, and I like how the woods in themselves sort of, it felt more natural. Where, like I said, in the game, it happens so damn quickly. You're in the Balloonia or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's Balloonia.
Yeah, you're in Balloonia. You're in Balloonia. Like the second you reach past the woods, and it's like, okay, that happened, I guess. So I'm glad they were able to actually make these woods a little bit more interactive. At least with Koharu as part of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, oh, woe and behold, going on a quest, having an objective, Who would have thought that these things would work?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course they would.
It's almost like they should have been on a journey.
Sorry, buddy. The journey starts today, apparently.
It's almost like this. It's almost like it feels. I don't know. Something about this episode feels oddly familiar. It felt like an episode you would see, like, I don't know, from Gens 1 through 6. It felt like a very traditional Pokemon episode. And the best part, the conflict wasn't fucking Team Rocket.
Yeah.
And I stated before. Oh, go.
They got two appearances in the last episode, so they had to.
Yeah, I'm tired.
A 2 for 1.
I'm tired of that being the conflict. You have a world of fucking Pokemon, and you choose for Team Rocket be the conflict every time. No, like I like that the Impidimps were the conflict.
And I like that the Impidimps weren't jerks either. They were just wanting to be playful. That's another thing. I stated this before. I just love that the Impidimps were just having just trying to have fun, and Koharu caught on to that. She didn't start thinking that the Impidimps were immediately jerks at first. I
also like that they look a lot better in the anime than they do in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I didn't even notice they had that little bat wing on the back of their heads.
Oh yeah.
Never really looked at it. I don't look at their models long.
Yeah. I love the ending of that segment with the Impidimps, though, when they gave their stuff back and then they just looked back at them and immediately ran off. I don't know why. It's always something great when you can see, like, the connection between a trainer and a Pokemon, even if they're from the wild. It's because, like, the trainer herself, like, understood what the Impidimps want and is satisfied their needs, and they're, like, thankful for that. It's such a small little detail, but very significant for Koharu in general. But yeah, so overall, I stated before, I love that part of the episode. Koharu to me really is the one that shined beautifully in this episode the most.
Yeah.
And of course the drip.
I was gonna say I do have comments on Opal. They're good and bad.
Yeah, and we'll get into some of the more interesting aspects.
I thought you guys would be further along.
No. We wanted to talk about some of the positives because for once we're getting a good Koharu episode that's like on just Koharu, with not needing to rely on Ash and Go, which is one of the criticisms we've had with some of the characters beforehand. And having them actually be...
She got development by herself.
Yeah, exactly. All of it came on through her own journey.
It sort of begs the question why Ash and Go are even here.
And that's what we're going to get into right now with this part of the segment in the review. So, here we are. This is where things get interesting. And let's start breaking down some of the stuff that personally was very... like mixed on in terms of reaction from the community. Kicking things off, Opal. Why was she here?
Because they're in Glenwood Tingles.
Yeah, but like I know she lives there, but you know who else lives there? Other people.
Yeah.
Why specifically Opal?
The only person we see is Opal.
Exactly. Like, she's the only person that was there the entire time. You never saw other people walk in or out. There's multiple buildings clearly there, and it's only just her. And I'm like, I feel there was so much missed potential with Opal that they could have done. But because of how much time they had to go with for this episode, they really put her in the minimal amount. I'm kind of bummed out they never even like revealed that she's a gym leader.
I think the other thing realistically is because they needed some Galarian representative just to make the quota.
We didn't need it
at this point. I know they didn't need it, but at least they have something else. At least they had something that's the whole thing. If Koharu would have went by herself, then this wouldn't have happened. I think that's the whole thing. I think that's the only negative I really have about it, but it's not something that what I would put against it. At least they put her gimmick from the game, but I think that's just like the least they could do, and that's the least they could do. So I think that was. I would imagine later on maybe they'll put something, but at least for now, I'd say this is just so that this has like a checkbox that they can
like
say, oh, we did it already.
Check. Pretty much.
I wouldn't have mind. I wouldn't have minded Ash and Go fought like a Grimmsnarl.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh
was
yeah, and as Azura Samurott says, the Rotom cell phone service, it just sucks.
Yeah,
So pretty much like any other forest. Like if I were to go to upstate New York, they've got no fucking service. So it's pretty much
This is Pokemon, man. They should have.
my thing with Opal is that like, and Ballinly, to be completely honest, is like they show it to you, and like people who play the games know that Opal's a gym leader and Ballinly is a talented gym, but they do no effort to show us that Ballinly is a gym town and that
Yeah.
Opal is a gym leader of the very town. So it just, and also like TSS said, they adapted the gimmick from the games, which is a nice little nut. I appreciated that, but it doesn't change the fact that we don't know that Opal's a gym leader. So it really just does seem like that they put Opal in the episode. Just
this was definitely a if you played the games, you know what's going on situation.
Yeah, exactly. But
without context, this is just some old lady harassing Ash and Go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Also,
most
Pikachu
gym
with
leaders
those
in the
glasses
past would at
on.
least reveal themselves either at the start or at the end, to kind of like tease
when,
for what's to come.
Like in Diamond and Pearl, when what's her name, Gardenia appeared early, and she, like, if you hadn't seen the games, I mean, if you hadn't played the games, you wouldn't know she's a gym leader, but then you figure it out later. Like maybe there's something like that, but based on
Hell, Karina shows up and doesn't reveal she's the gym leader yet.
Yeah, exactly. Like they build it up, but it doesn't really seem like that Opal's gonna like return or be relevant at all later. So it just it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's here just to, as Tyrone stated, as a quota, just to fill in the fact that it's
TSS said it.
I said
Oh,
it.
TSS. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But
that's realistically a trend that I'm seeing. I think the thing is, like, they have a whole bunch of shit on the list. They have Pokemon, and then they have we have gym leaders or specific persons, special persons in the Pokemon universe. And it's like, okay, we gotta write a story like this, but we have to incorporate these such and such characters so that we can check them off on the list. And that's kind of.
It's like they did everything and then they forgot to check off the part of Opal, and they're like, shit, we already had 18 minutes.
Weirdly enough, that's how fans will react every time, though. They'll be like, oh, Ash is in this city. That person's in that city. That means he has to meet them, right? I'm like, yeah, but for what? Actually, this proves my point. Proves my point 100%. A lot of people want old characters to return, but you got to think narratively, not, Ash has been here before. Like, you got to think about it for a second. Do you want this person here? Will they add to the scene?
Yeah, the other thing is, it's like, will they add to the specific episode in mind? It's like, well, you got to look at the main plot. Do they have any relevance in the main plot? In this case, Opal, no. Like, realistically, no.
Like, what did Chuck do in his episode that anybody else couldn't have done?
It just owns a gym.
Yeah.
Owns the place. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I always say be careful what you wish for, because like once you get it, you stop to ask yourself like, But yeah, here's my thing about Opal.
Mm-hmm.
When she showed up, I did laugh a little bit at the quiz, but here's what I wanted. I wanted Go to answer the last question right with the age thing. I wanted him to answer right. Well, wrong, but right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go has always been the one to be the puzzle solver. He's the one that always like critically thinks, and Ash is just sort of just guesses because he's Ash. It's just like when the Zapdos episode, when everybody was trying to find Zapdos at the where the thundercloud was, when Go was like, wait a minute, what if he's in the power plant? He always thinks of that answer that's not the obvious one.
Yeah, so he goes for the gut feeling answer.
Yeah, so when Opal asked the question, I kind of wish Go had been the one to answer them correctly. Ash has already proven that he sucks at riddles, hence the Blaine episode in OG. So Ash is an idiot as far as we're concerned.
The school quiz thing from like episode 50.
Yeah, it's like what do you call a volcano on ice? It's a snow cone. Like we already know Ash is not solving any fucking riddles. But Go, I want him to be like, wait a minute, she's 16, and Ash is like, what? She's old. And then he's
gets
like,
hit in the head.
yeah, exactly. Like,
donk.
think about it. Every answer we've answered hasn't been the right one because we keep going for the obvious answers. So I kind of wanted Go to deduce that because it would have showed off his character. Like, he's a critical thinker. Ash is the forward thinker, but Go's the critical one. So I'm a little disappointed that didn't happen. It's like he got it wrong because funny. He's got to wear more pink clothes. The pink stuff, that was kind of funny. I kind of wish, since Koharu was wearing pink, I kind of wish when she showed up, Opal was like, you bitch, like, you're what I'm looking for.
You will be my successor. What?
Oh shoot, I forgot to mention, like, my take on the whole, like, Koharu not catching Ponyta. I don't really mind. Like, I did want Koharu to catch Ponyta, but she just caught Eevee like a couple, like 5-6 episodes ago at this point.
Yeah.
And, like,
I mean, weirdly enough, though, I think this is the episode where she deserves to catch the Ponyta. She had an actual moment with it.
Yeah, I mean,
she didn't deserve it. It also kind of sucks. I'm sorry. Go ahead, TSS.
I was about to say, I personally don't think that. I mean, I would think that they want to like evolve, like get Eevee, because they got to focus on Eevee. I don't think getting Ponyta would have been a great idea. It would have been.
I think it would have been fine because of the way this episode weirdly did the job that most Journeys episodes don't do, and that's develop a Pokemon.
Right, but I feel,
that's why it ran away. It's like, shit, I got too much development.
I think the biggest problem is we're already used to Go freaking catching Pokemon, and it's just led in the fucking laboratory and does shit. Like, I don't want it to be like that.
Yeah, I don't know. The episode actually, like, weirdly, Ponyta hung out with Koharu during the entirety of the episode, so it wasn't just like actually, weirdly enough, Ponyta's episode of her getting, if she had got it, would have been better than Eevee's. It would have been better than Eevee's because, yeah, she had Eevee, but they ran away from Team Rocket, and then all that unnecessary nonsense happened between. The focus was all over the place. Here, we got to focus strictly on Koharu, Ponyta, and her journey. Where Ash and Go were more or less a sideline thing. Although that also proves that Journeys can only develop a character if you move the stronger characters away, but...
And I guess that's the other thing. I like that Opal was the one that kept going Ash to the side. I just didn't like that was what was needed to keep them away from Koharu.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it felt more like, I think we stated this before, you did, time, where it's like, it felt forced. Or it just didn't feel natural to what was going on.
It definitely, yeah.
Because definitely, it's like,
I wouldn't have minded Ash and the others.
Found the city, and it was just so random. They're like, okay, I guess we just found a city. All right.
I wouldn't have minded if Ash and the others had fought Grimmsnarl, the final evolution, and then it turns out that the Impidimps were like its children, so which brings Ash and Go's plot to Koharu's.
Yeah.
For relevance.
It connects it all together.
Yeah, it connects it together. And it's like, oh, Grimmsnarl stopped attacking us. That's because the Impidimps are cool with us. But how are they cool with us? Koharu comes in. I get it. That's because she befriended them. She chose a different route, the non-aggressive route.
Yeah, there's the battler route, and then there's the just, hey, let's be friends route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then at that point, the Go would have been like, "Wow, you understand Pokemon in ways that even I don't sometimes." And Koharu's like, "The hell are you talking about?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel that would have been better. We didn't need Opal here today. It would have been nice if she had showed up and like just observed it and then left, giving us a clue that she's coming back. But here, they sort of blew their load because her joke is already over. Now the only thing they got left of her is if Ash decides to fight her.
Yeah. But anything else you guys? Well, actually, Zoro, since you were the one that brought this up about the ponytail, what else did you want to say regarding that?
Yeah, like I said, I don't mind that she didn't catch it, even though I wanted her to. I feel like they kind of like tricked us. They let us on in a way. This I don't know. It kind of feels like I had flashbacks to May with Swablu or Iris with Dino, or even like Brock
Max.
Masato with freaking Ralts. It's like,
I mean, I'm thinking of what TSS normally says in these situations where it's like it may come back. But that brings up Journey's other problem.
In any other series, I could get behind that, but not Journey's, unfortunately.
Here's another thing, though. There was no tease of it coming back. Normally, with other future captures, like in past generations, like with the Sandile, you would always see like a to be continued part showing them again, like what they're doing now, or something to kind of like hint at the fact that they'll show up again later. But it's like here, they just skedaddle away, and that's it. That's as far as you go with those two.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity to have caught that because you connected with it already. The Rapidash is cured, therefore it can go and skedaddle all on its own if it wants to. And if Ponyta wants to go and see more of the world, it can with Koharu.
Yeah.
You know?
They really are setting things up for like if they come back to Glenwood Tingles, then all this will come back. But at that point, like I said, I don't like banking on what ifs. I really don't.
Also, the Ponyta isn't going to be in one spot the whole time. It's going to be traveling around the forest. What are the coincidences that they're going to see them again?
It's supposed to be hard to find in the first damn
Exactly,
place.
And you're telling me she finds it twice, back to back, the same one as well? Excuse me? And also, I just want to say this right now. Journeys is the Blue Ball series now. God damn it, man. Because
the Blue Ball start today.
Because first of all, let's talk about the opening, which shows her with the Ponyta. And then the poster, which has her with the Ponyta in her PJs and everything.
And what probably was going to happen is maybe with the Lizardosha shit, it's going to happen.
This is worse than the Torchic thing. At least the Torchic was ambiguous, so anybody.
The Torchic was only movie related. That's what happened.
Well, yeah, but they showed Torchic so many times. We kept going, "Who the fuck's the Torchic gonna belong to?"
And it belonged to nobody. It turns out it was to us because that was the Aura remake.
Right, but here they kept showing it specifically with Koharu, so anyone with eyes could be like, "Yeah, that's Koharu's Pokemon."
But man, I am not gonna lie, I was really loving this episode. Even with like the nitpick moments I had with Opal, like that really didn't affect me as much because it's a small moment. It's nothing necessarily huge, and it doesn't seem like they're intending to make it huge. But to me, it would have really wrapped up beautifully had Koharu been the one to catch this Ponyta at the end, because this would have been a full-on circle development for Koharu because she explored by herself, she adventured on her own, she developed with the wild Pokemon, grew attached to the wild Pokemon, discovered, how it acts, how it lives, and they even traveled together for a little bit. There were so many things in this episode that made it feel like at the end of it all that the Pokemon would have connected enough to where it would travel because everything was set in stone. Like, why? Okay, allow me to explain this. Why does the Ponyta not want to travel now, but would rather travel again later? You know what I mean?
My only guess is that it got intimidated. It got scared when Ash and Go were like, I don't know, they were just a lot. But it begs the question, what's the difference between them and Koharu? Like, I mean, I know Koharu had this running theme of like Pokemon being drawn to her, but I thought they sort of dropped that. They brought no clue to bring it back up. Because I think the last time we see that little joke is during the Ontaring episode.
Right.
The one where like Go is showing kids how to catch Mons and Ash battles for the world championships and they try to see Lugia again. That's the only time they bring that up, and then we never hear about it ever again. So we don't know if that joke still runs where like Pokemon are just drawn to Koharu.
I like the idea. I just need to see how they executed more in the future, episodes.
It's not consistent, and it's almost like the writers forgot she could do it.
Kind of reminds me of Iris with her dragon abilities.
Jeremy, I don't think Rapidash is going to die. I don't think Journeys is ready for that.
Oh, it's not.
Journeys isn't on that level. Although something did kind of bug me a little bit. Ponyta's injury. Rapidash's injury. Okay, yeah. What's stopping Ponyta and Eevee from using... Well, what was stopping Ponyta from using Heal Pulse before?
It was a swell. Like, if you actually look at the animation, it was an actual giant swell on its leg.
Swollen leg. It's a swollen leg. It's like you can't.
It wasn't like a typical scratch injury. It was an actual swollen injury.
But
I listen, man. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
It's like you get an infection in your leg. You
It's
need
an
to get
well, yeah,
Well,
okay.
also that just also makes the beg the question. Since we're talking about that, Taran, I'm surprised nobody has brought up how come a potion works on a Suicune, but it doesn't work on a Rapidash.
I don't know. Fuck it.
See, the more you start trying to
Dang.
think
Yeah,
about
don't think about it.
yeah, like don't
Yeah.
actually think too hard. After that
Wow.
Suicune episode, I just decide to just
Yeah,
shut
just leave
that
it
shit
alone.
off,
Fuck
man.
it. It's a shame that I have to do that, but yeah, fuck it. I don't care.
That Suicune was weak.
It's not enough. I mean, you want the real answer. It's we needed conflict. The story needs conflict, and there's your conflict.
Mystical magical pony gets injured. You must find mystical magical flower sapling to go and heal mystical magical horse.
But Ponyta knows it. I kind of wish Ponyta had learned Heal Pulse after the fact, like when he needed the stamina. Then at least story wise, it would have made a little bit more sense. But all right, fuck it.
Yeah, so to me personally, I'm just kind of disappointed with the
Rainbow
lack of a capture.
rainbow water juice. It is.
pretty much.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
8-4 for this one. It would have been 8-7 if she would have caught it for me.
It would have been an 8 if she caught it. It's a 7.5 for me.
Yeah, I give it a
That's-
7.
All right, Zoro, what's your rating for this?
That's where I put it too. 7.5.
Okay.
I just like I will say they kind of blew their load with Opal. That's my other little criticism. They blew their load with Opal. They should have saved her for something else.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about the whole Ash asking what was it like to ride Rapidash thing? Because a lot of people are really like saying, "Oh, that's from OG." That's from... I'm like, I don't think the writers thought that far.
We actually like threw that in a little earlier ago.
Yeah, I don't think the writers thought that far.
No,
I think
I
really
said
Ash
it was
is being
just it was worded properly. That just made it come to look like it was
one
an
of those
OS reference.
situations. Yeah, it's one of those situations.
Like we can headcanon that it was, but like it probably wasn't.
I feel like the audience.
No reference.
Yeah, I feel like the
again,
audience.
I think again, it has to do with once again the problem with translation and context, and that's another problem.
Well, it's not a translation context. It's very in character for Ash to be like, "What was it like riding the Rapidash?" Like he's a spaz, so like it's very in his character to say it. I think what happened is the audience did a better job with coincidence than the writers did.
Yeah, and the writers were like, right, that
Yeah,
was a reference.
that was-
We totally did that.
Yeah, we nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, like and comment and subscribe. Yeah.
Go us. Yeah, go us. We're going for lunch later. Who wants Quiznos? Like, the fuck? Like, I don't know. I don't think they did it. We did that. The
exactly.
audience.
Jay brings it up like, why reference a filler episode? Because why the hell not?
Yeah, like so. I'll congratulate the audience for making that reference.
We do care about the series.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give the writers that credit. Also, did you guys talk about the whole Koharu? It was all a dream, but wasn't really a dream situation.
No, we're getting to that. Given that that was also one of the other parts of the criticism as well. That was so weird to me. Where it was like, was it a dream? Was it not? Of course, then the Morlul comes out at the end of that whole sequence, and it's like,
then it wasn't a dream.
So wait, what the hell was that whole sequence even meant to be about?
Yeah, Kuro says that Alice in Wonderland reference. I can see that now. Yeah.
If that was supposed to be the case, then okay, that might have worked, especially given the master.
I mean, considering that this whole freaking episode happened because a fucking book fell off the shelf,
and also she saw the Pokemon somehow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
It's like Gengar fucking yeeted the book off the shelf and.
Yeah. so you're telling me the Ponyta has a higher connection to Koharu and trying to get her attention to go to Galar than the actual phone service out of a Rotom phone. Okay, sure. 5G my ass now. We're going magical pony 5G.
5G wouldn't have worked anyway because of the freaking distance problem.
Yeah, but the distance with magical powers is clearly superior in Pokemon Land.
Yeah, and plus it won't kill you.
Exactly, right? Unless it causes radiation, and that'll be a talk for another day. You'll become a mutant.
Yep.
But no, so overall, once again, I have no real criticisms for the episode. It was still good from beginning to end. There was nothing necessarily horrible with it. I just wish the ending could have been the way I wanted it to have been, only because everything else, honestly, okay, I'll say it like this: had the episode itself been bad and that capture happened, I would have been disappointed. But because the episode in itself with Koharu was really good, it kind of made me feel a little sour to see that it didn't end off on a much higher note and are instead holding it off for another episode that, for all we know, could not even touch the quality that was here in this episode. You know what I mean? So I was hoping for them to seize the moment here and take this opportunity to have had this Pokemon be a part of Koharu's team.
Yeah, instead we have to wait to an episode that hasn't been written yet.
Exactly. We don't even know if that whole concept about traveling across the world in the car mobile is actually even a thing.
I think it will be because they wouldn't have freaking plugged it. But I think it's going to come I think it's going to come later on.
Yeah, like at the final moments of this opening sequence, it's probably going to show up in this.
I would say probably late summer if I had to make any guesses, because I think they probably want to do ties first, and because the thing is that we don't know where the hell it wants to go.
Yeah,
because that's the problem. We still have freaking the World Championships to deal with. We still have
Gary and Iris.
Gary and Iris. We have freaking whatever the fuck is going to happen with the mainline games. Like, we still haven't seen Crown Tundra or freaking Isle of Armor. We have to figure out all that stuff. Now, if they tie the Lizardosha shit and the freaking Leon shit with the expansion shit in Galar, okay, I'll understand that. But we don't know. That's the problem. It's very ambiguous, and that's...
I don't narratively, I don't think Ash and Go have discovered enough of actual Galar to justify it. But
boys, we're driving to the Isle of Armor. Wait, what? Nah, but I honestly see from that opening sequence, it looks more like as if they're doing the Dynamax adventures. I mean, it just so happens there are 4 trainers right there. Leon's one of them. The other 3 are together. 4 characters, Dynamax Adventure. I think that's going to be the next core thing that they're going to do, which kind of makes me sad if that's going to be the case, because that means we're just completely skipping the Isle of Armor for now to go do the Dynamax Adventure. But we'll see what happens, though.
But though, to be fair, that actually makes a better narrative than the Isle of Armor, realistically.
I feel like the Isle of Armor has potential. It's just more so I think they need to do more than 4 episodes if they intend to do the Isle of Armor, though.
Yeah,
they need to make that like a seasonal
one.
Like,
also, they need to incorporate the Diglett guy, and that's what they need to do.
Ash has to try to find 100 Diglets.
That would be crazy.
He finds all 100 Diglets, gets an Alolan Diglett, Go catches it instead.
No, Go catches all 150 of the Alolan Diglets.
Oh my god.
151.
We need to bring back that. We need to bring back that Spanish Go image. I get the a todos.
The entire Cerise lab is full of Alolan Diglets.
Yeah.
Hey, then we can go visit them, and then they can go mingle with the freaking Tauros.
Yeah, exactly. No, so they were the ones that triggered the bike scene in movie 2. Okay, it all makes sense now. This is a prequel, guys, to movie 2. Did you know?
By the way, now that we're pretty much done with that, we're going to talk a little bit about, I guess, the preview, and then maybe we could talk a bit about the scans since we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, we have to cover the scans at one point.
I forgot all about that.
Okay, so the preview. Let's get that real quick out of the way. Metal Coat. That might be a thing.
Wilkstrom.
Metal Coat Wilkstrom, yeah.
I am excited for this because finally we're seeing the Elite Four member from Kalos come in, which is once again one of the shines that Journeys has under its belt, given that it can do this sort of thing.
Yeah,
and let's hope they don't fuck it up.
Now, TSS, I know you wanted to be the one to bring it up, so what exactly in mind did you have for what you think this episode could be?
For the
preview, yeah.
It's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be like a kind of like a chivalry contest where you're gonna see them like do like a medieval style kind of thing, like a battle. We probably we have come on and stuff. Because of course the Negi Master thing, but actually, I think I read it was like it's not the Negi Master. It was the night at the end of the episodes. What usually happens is on the on the sponsor plugs, you usually get a little hint of what happens in the next episode. It said that it's not a Negi Master. It's like not a Negi Master, but a knight. So they're kind of doing like this kind of like knight training or whatever, as in the knight, like KNIGHT.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be pretty cool to see what kind of contest or what kind of activities they're going to do. So they're going to definitely be like in the whole like chivalry knight mood, and I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be like that. Yeah, Negi ga Naito. I think honestly though, I mean some people are saying Scizor and stuff. Could be a possibility. We don't know, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I do like the fact that they keep it very ambiguous. I mean, that's good because there were some previews where they've spoiled the fucking episode, and it's like,
oh yeah, like if this preview had shown that Farfetch was suddenly glowing, that shit would have ruined the surprise. This entire...
it's like the Suicune ga atarashiku zukan ni toroku saremasu. The whole thing.
Yes, thank God we didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
exactly.
so it's all a matter of just hoping that this episode succeeds in what it's attempting to do. Apparently, both Go and Ash are going to be getting some development here. Kind of curious to see how that's all going to pay off in the end, especially for Farfetch, because that's the one we want to see development right now.
Yeah, we want more come on in our life.
Exactly. I'm gonna feel that better stay as a come on instead of the Naito, because I'm gonna miss come on when it disappears, man.
Yeah.
I don't think it's time yet. Realistically,
Thank God.
I don't think it's gonna evolve either. But I know it will at some point, and that'll be a sad day because Kemon has become like a very good meme.
It's kind of funny how Kamon has become the face of Galar, really.
Honestly.
Yeah. And it's a Kantomon of all things.
That's ironic, honestly.
But yeah, let's go and talk a little bit about the scans, why don't we, as well, then, as we're here. Okay, so we need to talk about this Grookey stupid green ass monkey right now, because this monkey has done nothing but cause so much confusion and delay for everybody in the community, man. And it is absolutely aggravating to see that. Well, actually, no, it feels satisfying to know we're finally going to get the answer, maybe on the 12th.
Yeah, because they're being very ambiguous about it. Well, not necessarily from the initial standpoint, because it said somebody has already gotten it.
Yes, but it's more so the outcome of it, because this Pokemon
we don't
is
know
now
what's going to happen
all by itself. For some reason, it has been separated from its trainer. Why does that sound familiar? Well, that's only because it seems that Ash or Go, I think it seems to be Go here in particular. Ash is also going to be part of the plot, but it seems that Go and Grookey are going to be the ones forming a bond. And what's happening here is, alongside with Yamper's ability with the sense of smell, they're going to try to locate the trainer that this Pokemon's separated from. And this is where the speculation comes in. So this might sound dumb, I know, but apparently we have a leaker in the anime scene. I never thought we'd get to this point. So this leaker actually was the one that came out correct in regards to the information about the 1-2-3 opening that we got with the artist, as well as talking about certain plot points that were going to be happening in the show. And so far, has been spot on. And one of the things that they mentioned regarding what was going to be happening, and this was talked about before this magazine came out, by the way, was that Grookey was going to be brought up around March. Now we know that for a fact that's true. And that the character that they're going to encounter could potentially be another kind of Paul character. Or Damien character.
I was going to say, I wouldn't put him on Paul level. I don't trust Journeys to handle a character like that.
Damien, I think, makes more sense.
Yeah, Damien's more
To those who might not be familiar, Damien is the one with the Charmander back in OS. And was the one that released the Charmander.
Bro, you can't forget about Seamus.
Who?
That big.
Though that one guy.
Yeah, except we're not in WWE universe. So next. Ain't no fucking Irish here. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but or as specifically, and I even talked about this in my discussion I released on YouTube. Hey, I feel like we had this plot point happen in Journeys. Oh wait, we did. The character that actually has no name in the show The Gengar trainer, that shit
Oh,
happened in Journeys.
God.
Are we doing that concept
I'm
again?
gonna be perfectly honest. I'm sick of the trainer abandoning Pokemon when, like, after Paul did it, I felt like the ceiling was reached. Like there was nothing, there was no other way you were gonna top that. Because Paul did it the best. We actually got to see Chimchar fight with Paul and see his dissatisfaction with Chimchar's skills. So then when he got released, it felt justifiable. You could see his journey the whole way through. But here, like in the Damien situation, it was like, okay, that was their first time doing it. Or how could a trainer abandon a Pokemon? Blah, blah, blah. And then in the Seamus situation after Best Wishes, I'm like, we already did it the best way in Diamond and Pearl, so you're not
And
going
you
to
were a
top it.
one-off.
Yeah, and Seamus was some one-off that we wound up seeing like episodes later. So it's like, who are you? Why should we care about you?
And then of course the concept was also brought back again in the same series too with Snivy, except it was much more on a vague note.
I like to think Snivy and Froakie share that plot where
Yeah,
they
that's what I was
abandon
gonna
their
say.
trainers.
It's like the
in reverse.
vagueness of it is.
Yeah, they felt their trainers were unworthy. That was a different situation. So I flip it on its head there.
Yeah. So, yeah, this situation is being brought up again. Now, normally, I wouldn't mind this situation had this been something that hasn't been done in the current season that we are in.
Also, I'm going to give Sun and Moon its props. They handled the fire situation 1,000,000,000 times better.
And that's actually one of the core things I wanted to bring about, because I think fans are also starting to think that this is going to be the case, Tyrone. Where instead of a Pokemon that's reaching its end, it's a trainer that's also going to be meeting its end soon.
Yeah, I don't trust Journeys to handle that well.
And also, I don't know how they could incorporate that, because I know we talked about this before. Death isn't exactly a topic that they could really do.
I mean, Pokemon's done death with a trainer, with a human character giving away their Pokemon before. That, I think, yeah, I remember.
Wasn't the Esper trainer, or not the Esper trainer, but like the Esper in that one spooky house?
Yeah. That happened. Yeah, that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, I would love for them to see if they could do something like that. If they can actually, because here's my thing. I think this would be, if this Grookey is going to go to any trainer, I really do hope, I know I've been pushing this, but I really do hope it goes to Go. Because to me, in my eyes, this is going to be a major point for Go. I know it might be something that we, the viewers, have seen for such a long time, but this would be such a significant development moment for Go as a character. Because now he's being entrusted with someone's Pokemon as like passing the torch kind of thing, and now this trainer is going to be the one to take care of it, you know? And I would love something like that to go towards Go as a character. I think he would definitely be the one to shine the best in this concept, especially because Ash already has gotten this concept done 1,000 times, and he just recently came out of Sun and Moon with that.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Go ahead, Zora.
I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not like the group of people that wanted Ash to catch it. I wanted it to be like Hop debuting in the anime with Grookey, but based on obviously the leaks and the scans, that's not going to happen.
Oh, that would be a plot twist if Hop was the asshole.
Yeah, but Hop's not going to be an asshole, so it can't be his.
No. They can't write his character like that.
They came close to in the games, but he didn't abandon his Pokemon. He just switched his team. That's all he did.
I mean, to be honest, I don't care who it goes to. I mean, like I said, I feel indifferent about it. It's just that I hope they actually treat it with respect, because I think, I think one of the biggest problems is that now, or it's going to be, or somebody made a good point about it. I forgot who it was, but it would be cool if it could have like all three if Go could have all three starters, but they're all in the different evolution stages.
Yeah, like the Pokemon trainer in Smash.
Yes.
But that would require one of those two to be permanently in the middle, and I don't know how to feel about that, because that means we have two of the worst middle evolutions right there.
Well, we know that Sobble technically had more development, so it would have to be Grookey by default.
Yeah.
I think they could make Sobble evolve and Grookey be the middle stage. Because Sobble, I don't know, Sobble's like getting like its development with like the whole combat stuff, and then obviously just learned U-turn. So I think they could do a thing where Sobble evolves into Drizzile and Grookey's like the comedic relief Pokemon.
Chat saying Thwacky is good. Thwacky would only be good if that prediction discussion we had a while back actually becomes a reality, where it actually evolves into a Thwacky and beats the shit out of Go in the intro of every episode. That's going to be the only time I'll see Thwacky as a good Pokemon. Until then, though, I ain't having it. So we'll see what happens, though.
I don't think Go Battle's enough to justify any of his Pokemon being at stages there are right now, but that's me. So
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so I don't know what's gonna happen with these characters, man. It's gonna be interesting to see where Grookey's gonna go at this point. I think the best thing about this is that I'm just interested in like the mystery aspect about the Grookey rather than the Grookey itself. You know.
Yeah. You want to see the back. You're more interested in the backstory rather than the final result.
Exactly. I just want to see where it's gonna go.
I feel it's gonna be the same. I feel like it's gonna be the same way as some of these episodes that are like the mixed ones. I feel that if the backstory and the telling of that story is good enough, I wouldn't mind it at all. If they put if they drop like a big turd in terms of the backstory, then I'm gonna say whatever, throw it in the garbage, whatever. I don't care. But if they make a compelling backstory for the Grookey, I would be more inclined to say, okay, no matter who gets it, the story was compelling enough that I feel that it was worth the time.
Yeah. But once again, this is going to be something we'll just have to simply wait and find out once the episode drops. And thankfully, we don't have to wait that long. It's only going to be coming out around March 12th. So looking forward to when that episode drops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until then, though, I hope we get some more information, trailer info, and all that jazz come out until that moment comes. And hopefully they don't actually spoil what the hell the trainer is. I hope that whatever kind of concept they have in mind, that it pays off, and it could still be similar to what we've had before, but come out with a different outcome, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, just gotta wait for that Grookey episode. Until then, though, I'm gonna enjoy this upcoming Seabold episode. What's his name? Was it Seabold?
No, not Seabold, Wilkstrom.
Wilkstrom, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought Seabold. But yeah, Wilkstrom episode.
They have a very similar look. That's
yeah, I think that might have been why. But regardless, though, I'm looking forward to that.
They might be trying to do a thing with Go like they had Ash in the original series, where he has 2 unevolved starters and then 1 fully evolved starter.
Given that we are in Kanto, that would be a nice Kanto throwback.
Yeah, that one being the Cinderace, obviously, the fire starter.
And then there's just simply the Squirtle and the Bulbasaur, which is the Sobble and the Grookey.
And then Charizard, which is Cinderace, yeah.
Speaking of which, actually, now thinking about it, that Charizard with the Charmander in that one original poster never actually came to be yet, did it?
No.
No.
Huh. I suppose. Journeys, pick up your shit, man. Hopefully, once again, looking forward to next week's, though, which is coming out not too long from now. So, yeah, we're finally going to get that episode soon, and cannot wait to see what it's going to turn out. Hopefully, well, actually, we already, we're hoping, I should say, that we don't actually see the Pokemon evolve.
I saw a lot of people be like, Scyther in the armor, could this be metal coat? I was like, I thought everybody knew that. I thought that was just implied.
No, because originally, before that came out with the Scyther, they only showed Farfetch with the coat of armor.
Yes.
But we didn't know if that was metal coat at that time.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, we were seeing Scyther with it. I'm like, my brain automatically, I'm like, oh, Scyther's in this episode and he's wearing armor. Okay, that's Scizor. Got it.
Yeah, it just so happened that Go decided to choose the Scyther of all mons, and how it coincidentally is wearing
it's very telegraphed what the fuck was going to happen at that point. Because I'm like, oh, you brought Scyther even though you haven't touched Scyther since
that Battle Frontier episode.
Right, since God knows when. So all right, you're turning him into Scizor. That's what you're doing. It's very clear.
Although, to be honest, seeing a Scizor on the screen is going to be badass. He has such a good team. What the hell? He has a Raichu, he has an Alolan Executor, he has a freaking Scizor coming up, he has a Flygon. God damn it, Go, man. He has a Golurk. Like, look at his team, and then his fucking Cinderace. He's stacked, man. And the Suicune. but Suicune's a weak ass motherfucker, so I don't care much about that.
Wow.
But like the other Pokemon though, they're all competent as well, and it's not like he has a regular Golurk. It's a freaking Titan Golurk, man.
Oh, now we can start our segment. I just realized, like Go caught Suicune, so now we can start our segment called "Why Didn't He Use Suicune?" Every week.
Why didn't he use Suicune to stay with Koharu or something?
Every week we're gonna ask this question, and we gotta find some dumb reason why Suicune didn't show up.
I wasn't really feeling
You brought this upon yourself, Go, when you decided to catch a fucking legendary. So now we get to play this new segment called "Why Didn't He Use Suicune?"
It's allergic to pink. Next.
It's allergic to
In today's episode, Go would travel the fucking forest. Why didn't he use Suicune?
Guess we won't find out. But so count it, ladies and gentlemen. 1.
Goggle Master getting real because of the plot.
Fuck, because of the plot. Yeah. But
There we go. The segment's over. We're never doing it again.
Nope, this is a continuous thing every week.
why wasn't the
Goggles
Suicune in the metal coat?
every week.
Oh no, Goggles' answer is terrible, but
Much appreciated that you even gave us that as an answer, but still horrible.
What are y'all gonna do with the episode that Suicune does appear?
I love this answer from Azor. It's like, next episode, Suicune's allergic to lead.
yeah.
All right, there you go. Well, we'll remember that for when next week's episode drops, though, and we come back to the review. But I think right now is probably the perfect time for us to go and wrap things up for tonight. What do you guys say?
Sounds good.
All righty, sweet. Huh, whatever happened to the Pokeball, I wonder.
I kind of want that picture that John had where it was like, I can't believe it wasn't Swampert.
Mm-hmm.
I want the one where it's like, I can't believe he didn't use Suicune, and it's just Go on the fucking butter.
No, I would like somebody to. I don't know if I commission somebody. I'll pay money. I want to see Satoshi and Go in the freaking the Heart Foundation tights, the pink and black tights from the 1980s, and to just have them like look like the freaking and with the freaking the heart glasses, like the Hitman glasses.
Mm.
And I want. So we have Satoshi and Go the new Heart Foundation. So and the pink and black attack is today. I would love to see that. So yeah, submit, and I'll maybe give you something.
$1. And I'm just kidding. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you guys so much for tuning in for tonight's segment of the PokePod World Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session. I want to give a massive thank you to our buddy here, ShinyZoroark, for joining us, as well as our guest of the week. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I guess this is a perfect opportunity. If you ever want a chance right now, please plug your stuff. Let us know where people can find you at.
Oh, yes, of course. So my YouTube channel is youtube.com/ShinyZoroark. And my Twitter is @ShinyZoroark with 2 Ks at the end.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to go and follow this man out and check out the content as well. Once again, much appreciated for you hopping in for tonight. And thank you once again to everybody for tuning in as well. Next week, we will be continuing our adventures into the world of Pokemon Journeys. And we hope to see you guys then with our review for that Wilkstrom episode. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join us back again here on Twitch, for we are going to be doing the Heart Gold playthrough. Once again, as it's going to be my turn now that Terrell's playthrough had gone last week. And previously Richie's with Diamond. So, once again, tomorrow, it's going to be Heart Gold and Soul Silver time on my side. On Wednesday, though, we're going to actually be doing another stream. Tyrone, you got yourself set for that part, buddy?
It's Super Mario World 3D.
I think the 3D comes before the world, but
Shut up.
Yeah,
okay.
you messed up.
3D World. And also for me, I have 2 streams coming up this week. Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna have part 3 of Tales of Symphonia for the PC. Been having a great time. I'm playing with a great friend of mine who has beat the game like 8 times, so he's helping me out with this game. He's giving me advice, and also Terrell will be there. Also, Saturday stream will be the monthly creative stream where I will come out of my fan subbing retirement, and I will be working on some karaoke timing for an opening and ending of Random Choice. That stream is going to happen Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 2 hours before Terrell's Persona 4 Golden stream. So take a look at that. TSS_killer on Twitch and TSS Killer without the underscore on Twitter.
Yeah, so this week is going to be a lot of fun for a lot of us here. So we hope to see you guys then and there. And tune in once again tomorrow for Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Wednesday for 3D World, Thursday for Free Day, and Friday for Reaction / Symphonia, Saturday for Fox. And TSS is editing style. And yeah, so
creative stream. Yep.
Yeah, so once again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope to speak with you guys next time, of course, in whatever video we make. Take care, everybody, and as always, make sure to have yourselves an awesome day. Bye, everyone.
Wash your fucking hands. Bye-bye.